We'll see.
And I am live now. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Welcome to today's very special broadcast from TLT and across the Linux space. Man, we have all kinds of star-studded people here. We got Matt, DT, Josh, Tyler, freaking Jesse and I, Nate, Sprungles, and of course Steve. So we're here on our Christmas special, and we're gonna say Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry freaking Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bah humbug.
This is
I just got the notification from YouTube.
that I'm
YouTube
live.
just notified me that everybody is streaming at this moment.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
Let's make sure the internet will hold.
Yeah. Let's not break the internet.
I was
with
gonna say,
this-
are we officially breaking the internet?
Not yet.
with this awesomeness.
All right. One thing, you are broadcasting your left-hand side.
Oh yeah,
If you care.
there you go. Now it's gone. Give it
You
20
streamer
seconds.
noob.
Yeah, I'm a streamer noob.
If you want to be on time, you're very polite today, Jesse. What?
Now, for those
Well, I
of
had
you
to count-
watching
I had to,
in my stream, I don't know, for check audio levels, yay or nay.
Yeah.
In everybody's stream, whoever
Yeah.
stream you're watching, let us know if you can actually hear everybody.
And,
Because, Pulse
Alex,
Audio.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, our text is mirrored for the Linux tube on yours. Your text is mirrored.
Okay. Where it says the Linux tube.
No, it's reversed. Like it's
Okay.
backwards.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
Unless
All right.
I can't- I can't-
Bizarro world.
I can't type backwards. But there you go.
No,
I just took it
literally
away.
nothing is
OBS,
working
you can
today.
flip horizontal if you want.
I mean, I think all of you guys are smart guys. I think you guys could easily in 5 minutes learn how to read backwards.
Yeah.
Come on.
Whatever.
Absolutely nothing is working.
For you?
People are saying that the sound is
Linux
coming from your microphone and
broadcast,
not
so
your
if something doesn't
audio.
go wrong, something is wrong.
Oh,
It would be-
this is
it would be
Christmas
very
level
unusual if-
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Well, what's the phrase? Screw it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there we go. You see,
Yeah. He didn't
that's
say
getting
screw
more
it,
relevant
but
than
yeah.
ever with easy access to
Nail it.
streaming.
Dude,
That's
for,
still the great.
My
That's still the
man.
greatest live TV clip of all time from the old Inside Edition show 20 years ago. F it, we'll do it live.
F it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's Brody? I'm missing Brody.
He said he it was really early for him and he was going to try to make it, but he couldn't guarantee that he couldn't. So if he pops
because
in,
I think it's
I-
like-
I got Jonathan's monitoring, so if he pops in, he'll make sure he gets in here. So And
Yeah,
Nick-
it's definitely
And same
really
with,
early.
Same with Nick.
yeah, and Nick was the same way. So
Mm.
you know,
Nick also said he cannot guarantee.
yeah.
Let's see.
But he did
Yeah,
tell me, he
mutual
did say he did say to make sure that we have a great stream, and he's thankful that he was invited. So, which is cool.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if
For
time
Brody-
zones weren't
for
such a
Brody, it's
turd.
midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight
Yeah,
30 right
time
now.
zones are stupid. I'm just gonna say that time zones are stupid.
Well, you have
Yes, because noon should be at dark.
Yes.
yeah.
Then I wouldn't
This,
feel so
this is
bad about
actually the time I
sleeping.
normally do my streams because this is the perfect time as far as it's early in the US, but not crazy early. It's early evening in Europe, a
Mhm.
little later in the Middle East. Obviously, Asia and the Pacific, we're sorry.
Yeah, they're going
apologize
to
in
bed right
advance.
now. Like my girl just told me
Norm,
when I hopped on. She's like, "I'm going to bed now." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "See if you can watch it." She's like, "I'm going to sleep." I'm like,
I mean, being tech YouTubers, we all know that at least half of the people that watch our stuff live in India and China, and we apologize.
yeah.
Yeah.
We should actually be more
If you're watching
time
from-
friendly on stream sometimes. I know it's,
You know,
but then that would require us to get.
it's funny
streaming at weird
it's funny
hours.
that you mentioned that because I've been pouring into the analytics as of lately, and I realized quickly. Oh, Matt just disappeared. I realized quickly that a large part of my user base is in the Asiatic continents.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Absolutely.
Which is
No,
insane.
I don't. You guys look at your analytics. I don't look at them. What would you? It would. Why?
Yeah. Very rarely.
So that you can grow.
I look at comments.
I don't look. I will never. I said that to myself before I came up with the idea to start my YouTube channel over again. I
Mhm.
will never open that page, ever, because it will cause nothing but anxiety.
Well,
Fair.
well, there's a lot of useful tools in that analytics area in YouTube Studio, man.
No, I don't care about any of those. I just care to go. I just care to go put the content out there. Whoever watches it, watches it. If it grows, it grows.
Mm.
Why do I have to look at the
Hey,
analytics
you're a small
and
channel,
see
that's perfectly
who's
fine.
Welcome
from
back,
where
Matt.
and
Welcome back.
who's from where and when are they watching? And I just put them at the rate I can put them out. I'm not gonna watch something that will tell me, hey, if you put your videos out at this time, it's not gonna work. You need to put them out at this time and that time, and you need to target audience of this age and that age. That's gonna cause me anxiety.
Well, I'm gonna
and
tell you
things. I'm
something.
not gonna look at that.
I'm gonna tell you
There's a-
something. Before I started looking at analytics, I was holding steady at about 2,200 subscribers. Right?
Mhm.
I haven't looked at it today, but I started paying attention to analytics, and I am now at 3,800 subscribers. I've gained over 15, or close to 1,500 subscribers.
Well, let's be
See,
completely honest about it. Once I walked you through a
Yeah,
whole bunch of
you did,
different
you did,
options,
yeah, you did. But I'm just saying, it's important. My whole point wasn't that it's important. It does help you grow. And if it wasn't for
Yeah.
Tyler mentioning it to me and pointing out what I needed to look at, the truth is I would have been just still there.
You know, well, like a lot of people don't know, if you go into the phone version of YouTube, like the YouTube Analytics, YouTube Studio,
Mhm.
you can go. There's a
Research
is
tab.
it yeah research.
Yep.
I was confused of whether or not it was called Reach, but it's called Research, and you go to that tab, and it will tell you like videos or like keywords that your viewers are searching for. It will show you keywords that there is a lack of videos for that people are searching for around your niche.
Mhm.
Like it goes through and shows you a whole bunch of different stuff that like not that you need to do, but that you could do that people are interested in.
Including the top
top
search.
search for me here says how to downgrade Windows 10.
There you go. You need
I'll
to
get
do
right on that.
That's funny. That reminds me of the last time I went Black Friday camping.
Mhm.
I did it maybe 10 years ago. I went Black Friday camping, like literally tent in the parking lot,
Right.
and got 2 laptops because the doorbuster was buy
Were
one.
you
get
trying
one
to find a
free for
tickle me
this.
Elmo?
I was not.
Okay, let's see here. Top
My church
search.
leaders are watching this stream, so
Okay, so top searches here. Downgrading
Wait,
Windows
you're-
10, coding
Hold on.
experience,
Oh, I got a problem here,
Laravel
guys.
10 project.
What's your problem, brother?
JavaScript explained.
Nobody's watching my stream. I'm assuming that would mean it's unlisted.
Oh boy.
I've done this before. Yeah.
I couldn't get mine to work at all, so don't worry about it. I just
Yeah.
completely have given up.
Yours isn't
Matt,
working at all, Matt? Holy crap.
Let's
Nope.
see.
Nobody can hear you guys. Nobody. I can't get my camera to work.
And he still
Did you do
refuses.
Matt, did you install something new?
No.
Are you still using OpenSUSE?
Yes.
There's a
Wow.
reason why we call it OpenSUS.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and
No,
make the
but-
stream public.
Issue is that I used Wayland for 6 days.
You used Wayland for 6 days?
Yes, and then I switched back to Xorg, and it's didn't like that. And then I
Uh,
switched back to Wayland, and well, yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing on our end, just to let you know, because everything's set
Okay,
up
I
where
gave
it
myself
works
a
for
bit
everyone.
of gain. We'll see.
All right.
UDT, I just
That
got the
worked.
notification that your stream got just
Yeah.
went live.
So we started streaming, for those of you watching my stream, we started streaming about 10 minutes ago, but you didn't miss anything because a lot of it was just us fooling with audio and everything. So
having fun
It's
doing
not
what
a Linux
Linux stuff
podcast
is.
if everything goes right.
Pretty much. Poor Matt hasn't been able to do anything with his at all.
I'm still installing Nix OS.
But we love Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, we love you, brother. We're so glad you're here,
Just
man.
watch my stream. The only issue is that apparently I'm quieter than everybody else.
Hey.
yeah, there's
So
no
far-
problems until
so
Gentoo
far-
starts compiling.
Oh, fun fact. I'm not on Gentoo right now. I'm on Debian, so there is no compiling.
What?
So that's why you're not having any problems.
Pretty much.
You fixed your computer by taking
Well,
Gentoo off
okay,
of it.
okay. Let's see here. Since I installed Debian, I've had to temporarily enable SID so I can grab a kernel out of that. That way, I can have a graphical session because the backports kernel still is deprioritizing Intel Arc.
And we lost Matt
and
again.
Then,
Poor Matt.
I did have to recompile Sway because they built it with because the current build of Sway in stable right now does not support X-Wayland, and it's just a use flag. So I had to grab the deb source and recompile it.
Mhm.
And then I had to get Firefox working with the DRM support, so that way I can preview my stream in YouTube. So there was some fixing that I had to do with Debian. I just did it all yesterday.
Yeah. Well, Debian's stable. It's still Linux though. It's stable for Linux, right? We have to qualify it.
At the end of the day, it's just yet another Linux distribution.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, I did want to say, because a lot of you guys know I was having major issues on this workstation here at my office. I was about to have to reinstall this Arco Linux installation that had been up and running for like 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did an update 3 or 4 days ago, and all the problems went away. Still have no idea. For about 2 weeks, I had a bunch of issues where certain programs wouldn't open at all. File managers wouldn't open.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I thought maybe it was a portals issue. It wasn't. I thought it was an AppStream issue. It wasn't. I thought it was issues with fonts. It wasn't icons. It was like I tried everything and I could not figure out. I mean, I really spent like probably 2 whole days, like 8 hours for 2 whole days trying to figure it out. I gave up on it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a few more days because I had some things planned.
We have camera, Matt. Sorry.
He's also muted.
Now he's muted.
It's fine.
That was on purpose. That was okay.
Oh man.
You know what the
the
problem
story,
was?
just wait
GNOME.
for a good update and all your problems will be solved.
It was GNOME.
Anything noteworthy in the update?
So we've had some Christmas miracles.
It's Arch. There's a kernel update every update.
Yeah.
So,
Fair.
We got Matt to get his camera fixed. Friggin', I had to install a whole desktop environment before we even started this. Okay, you got your problems fixed mysteriously on Arco Linux, and all we're waiting for now is Tyler's beautiful prayer to Jesus before we started. For his
let me tell you the extreme. I went to an extreme to check my problems. I actually, because everything was working on Arco Linux on my home computer.
Right.
So I took a package list of everything installed, Pacman-QQ or whatever. I got every package that was installed on my home computer because it's working just fine. And I installed the exact same programs and nothing else on this computer just to see. It's still broken on this. It was weird. I could not figure it out. But like I said, all of a sudden, just magically one day, everything's back to normal. So
I bet you it was a config file somewhere that Pacman overrode in the last update.
Yep. Somewhere.
That's what Pacman does for a living. Just overwrite config files.
You're one of those Pacman haters, aren't you? You're one of those guys.
I am. Because
I preferred Mrs. Pacman.
I love package managers that support a -F flag.
Wait, what does -F do?
Live on the
Forcible.
Force,
It's
right?
forcible.
I'm assuming
he's writing it forcibly.
Yeah, he's wanting an override. I'm assuming.
Put it there.
Yeah.
It's called a graceful way of fixing a broken package.
Graceful?
I can't let you.
Hold on.
Although, wait a minute, Pacman. Yeah, Pacman used to have forcible. Now it's they changed it to a different flag. I think it's a W flag.
They have a flag for overriding.
Yeah, for overriding.
That's what they're trying.
They got away from the forcible.
You can overwrite, but if you're trying to overwrite an older version of a package on top of a newer version of a package, it will still fail. Where the old -F flag would actually just overwrite it.
Right, but
so you can't force an overwrite.
But what I'm saying
now,
is you can't give that F flag
code
anymore. It's another flag. It's a different flag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It exists.
If you look into the source code for Pacman, they don't advertise it, but there are actually a few experimental flags that they don't tell anybody about. It's not in the man page. You'll never read about it. But in the source code, And I've actually read it. That's the only reason I found this before. There are flags for various things that are not, but they don't want to make it public. I guess some of these things are dangerous.
They're dangerous. I would think it's really dangerous when,
But they're there for the devs because the devs want to do these things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only question I got to ask all of you guys in all of this, other than this wonderful little chat that we're having, is what is your best video and worst video that you've put out? Do you think?
Oh,
You talking about quality or just
no, the
views?
ones in your own. No, no.
Because
The
if
one
it's
in,
quality, I have to think about that.
no, I'm just saying.
I put out some real turds.
I'm just saying what that you feel is your best and worst video, not what the metrics say.
Okay,
Oh.
this is awkward for me because I just randomly got a volunteer editor, so I legit think that one of my best looking video is probably the last one that was actually posted, not the live stream, but the Home Labs Explained video. I honestly think that Iron Pipe did an amazing job with that.
Nice.
But since that one's still relatively fresh, I'm going to say my old GNOME workflow video is probably my single-handed best video that I personally have actually published.
Really? Cool.
Yes.
What about
It's
you?
also like my third most popular Linux video.
Well, of course, it's about a popular desktop environment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to get views. I mean, just talk about something. Yeah, if I talk about Windows on a video, I know I'm going to get views.
Yeah.
I don't talk about Windows that often, but they get views.
Okay, I honestly expected to get like a bunch of GNOME hate comments in that video too, but it's almost exclusively like universal praise in the comments too, because people learn something and are like, well, that's great.
Right.
What about you, DT?
As far as some of the content that the videos I'm proud of, I do think a lot of my terminal and command line tutorial videos are good because just they help people that think that stuff is impossible, or that the content, a lot of times when people try to describe this stuff, it's like a boring college professor trying to teach it, and I'm not quite like that. So I'm able to convey that and teach that to people better than most, I think. So that kind of content is probably some of the stuff I'm most proud of. Some of the stuff that is weaker content but gets views. Man, I've got a video that's got like nearly 3 million views now. How to be a Linux user.
What the hell?
And it's a 2-minute video, 2-minute 44-second video. I literally recorded in like 3 minutes. Like seriously, I just talked in the video. I didn't even script it really. I didn't. And then, the editing process, I added like a slideshow of pictures. It was probably total time in that video spent was like an hour. It was just a dumb video. I do a lot of funny videos. And then like 3 million people watch it. And it's like, okay, the ones I spend all the time on, nobody watches it. But the ones that are like ridiculous.
Yeah, like
welcome to the internet.
Wait, hold on. Speaking of stuff like that, your Linux rap video.
That was the best. I was going to say the same thing.
I'm telling you, there's a remix of it that I have been listening to. I have downloaded it from YouTube because I'm scared it might get deleted, and it is in my playlist.
I've got a couple of remixes that people have sent me. Of the first one I did like 6 years ago, and then the recent one too. Yeah,
they're so good. So good.
People have asked me, "Hey, why don't you put that like on iTunes or something?" I'm like, "What? Are you serious?"
Yeah, it's good. It really is.
I'm not gonna lie. If you went out and licensed a few samples and then put a good sample underneath it, you could easily get rake in money.
Just doing like get 10 or 12 ridiculous things together just to put an album out. But I was like, come on, that's just cringy.
Linux the rap special. DDoS this, bitches.
Now wait a second. Do you all know that there is a genre called nerdcore hip hop?
No.
I have heard of it.
This exists. So you do have
Nerdcore?
a captive audience. Nerdcore rap or nerdcore hip hop.
Wow.
We need Matt on that one.
I'm the
funny
whitest of
thing
white
is
dudes.
that
I
when
don't.
You're the
rap.
whitest of white dudes. What do you mean? You come from the area where Eminem came from? There's no Eminem, esque rubbing off on you over there.
I'm on the other side of the state.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when I was in college, I went to a coffee shop that was on campus, and this guy got up on stage. It was like an open mic night where people read poetry or whatever. Well, this guy decided he was going to share his rap song, and he rapped in Mandarin Chinese. And I was
for
thinking,
real?
this is just not right. Yeah, it just sounds weird in Chinese.
That's funny. That's funny.
Dude, that's
bars.
so
Huh?
going to
I'm sure he had some bars, but I couldn't understand any of it. I don't speak Mandarin. So.
You're like, that was dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, I needed subtitles, and there were none.
There were none. Steve, what about you? You put out a couple videos on your channel, yeah.
I got like 54 54 videos on my or 64 videos on my channel.
Right.
But yeah, I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back in 2020. Ho! But
Okay.
besides that,
You guys actually check analytics and know how many videos you've done, and I haven't logged into my analytics in so long.
I forgot about it. I forgot my coffee video. That's actually my favorite one.
Your coffee video?
I got 54
My coffee
videos
video.
and 10 lives. So,
Okay,
yeah.
and which
When I
one do
was
you
posting
think is your
shorts before shorts existed?
yeah? Which one do you think is your best video and your worst video?
Okay, my best. I think my best video is when I show people how to arch root and fix scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people tell me it's one of the best videos I ever put out, and they want more like that.
Mm-hmm.
My worst video, and I took it down, where I was did the wrong thing and I begged for money. So yeah, I took that down because it was the wrong thing to do at the wrong time, and I was shoving the situation in Lebanon down people's throats. That was not the right thing to do, and you learn from your own mistakes. So
Actually-
I hid that video. I unlisted it. I privated it. I'm not gonna delete it because there's a lot of views on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose those views. But
that reminded me because I don't think Josh or DT shared their worst ones either. And if I'm going to share my worst one, we need
Yeah.
Oh,
If you're talking worst
video.
as far as just bad quality, I mean, obviously, anything really early on in a channel's history is usually pretty bad. It'll be bad audio, bad video. I mean, that'll be the same for everybody.
Right.
well, I deleted
Usually the
old
first video
ones.
is usually really, really bad.
Well, let me see if I can find it here. But it's a super old video. I recorded this way back in the day.
when you
This
had
was
hair.
before-
When
this,
you had
this
hair.
was I did have hair back then, and I have shared this with Zany. He's probably seen it. Nobody else probably has. But this was my first attempt at a Linux YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
of where I only have ever posted one video, and that was me installing Ubuntu. But OBS Studio didn't exist yet. FFmpeg was even more black magic than it is nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Simple Screen Recorder was the only solution that we had, well, easy solution to record the screen back in the day.
That's what I used
Yep.
Yeah,
for those early
and
videos. Yeah.
It was literally me capturing it on a camera on a separate machine using the good old Logitech C920 that I bought just brand new the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just me sitting beside a desk, pointing the camera at a laptop.
Right.
Yeah, I started the same way. I did-
record, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I started
Okay,
the same way with the C920, except my problem was the microphone I had at the time was like it wasn't even a name brand microphone. It had made in China on the side, but nothing else. There was no other markings on it.
Right.
And I want to say I probably paid $20 for it. I don't even know why I had it. I didn't buy it specifically for YouTube. I just happened to have that microphone, and it was just horrible sound. Like I realized within the first month or two of doing videos, I had to do something. So I think I bought a Blue Yeti,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a million times better than whatever the hell that microphone was. Because that's the one thing with YouTube. is people will put up with bad video or even no video. As long as they can hear you and you can get your message across, but bad audio, they turn off instantly. I got a super chat on my channel. I just wanted to shout out FaQ Tube is his username. Sent in a couple of bucks. Greetings from a Linux noob. I appreciate the super chat, Mr. Q Tube.
DT, you just pronounced his name better than I pronounced Bahoo.
All right.
There is good news, fellas.
What?
The Linux cast is streaming and it's working. It only took half an hour.
Nice.
Good job, sir.
Good job.
Well, I've started streams an hour late before.
Yeah.
The hilarious thing is that in order to get to work, I had to use Hyperland to do it.
We've had them before where we tried, and actually I was in the Philippines. It recently happened, and Jesse tried, and we couldn't even get it to do it, so we had to cancel it. So
DT was in the chat for that one, I think, because I went live and I came down and went live and came down. Like tried it a couple times and nobody was there, and something was wrong with the stream key, and I just couldn't get it to act right.
Yeah, it's weird that I've had that problem today where my stream was set to unlisted, but that doesn't happen every time. It's just weird that all of a sudden, like somebody goes into the settings and changes it. Like I didn't do that. Like, every time I make a stream, it's always public. But it's weird that one.
Yeah, hey Jess, you're gonna have to check the chat because I don't have the chat up. So.
All right. Yeah.
I
just wanted to mention. Worst, were you telling me to go next?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to tell you to go next in a minute, but Steve's got to say something real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. One of the funnest videos I've made on my channel, not the best, but the funnest one I've done was one of the episodes of 0 Bytes with my boy Jesse here.
We had some good fun videos, Steve.
We played a game, remember?
We played.
Wow.
Yep, it was season 2.
Yeah.
We did that. Season 2, we did the hour stream and then the hour of Zonotic.
The hour of Zonotic. That was the funnest.
I was about to say, how good are you guys at first-person shooters?
I am very good.
I joined and I was, and I made it my goal to just do nothing but kill Steve. I was somewhat successful at that.
Yeah.
I was doing that.
We had another one where Josh
I was doing
there,
that with this mouse.
Wait, hold on. The last time we played Zonotic and you were like murdering us?
Yeah.
You were playing with that?
No, I was actually using this one. But when I played but when I randomly joined Steve one day on his, because he was streaming it on his channel, I used this one.
That's funny.
And he massacred me. He just wiped the floor with me.
So Jesse, what was your best and worst?
Are we limited to Linux related videos or all videos that we
No,
made?
all videos.
Oh man. So back when I did DoorDash content on Snack Ops Unit, my most successful video got me in trouble with DoorDash because we had a snowstorm, and I've always done it on a motorcycle or a scooter, and there was like feet of snow. So I just record a TikTok video showing the weather, saying something like, no bonus and a foot of snow, F you DoorDash. Oh. Uncensored, completely uncensored. And it wound up getting like 5,000 views in 2 days. Yeah. And the next time I called DoorDash, they let me know they had heard of it.
Holy crap.
Oh, good.
They weren't allowed to do anything because I was a contractor.
Right.
But it was just like, it's one of those things where you forget that stuff actually matters. And I wanted them to see it because it was dangerous. But I did not expect for them to like tap me on the shoulder like a,
excuse me, sir,
boss, like, hey, buddy.
And you got to be careful when you go after billion-dollar companies, because a lot of times you'll immediately get a lawyer contacting you for, like a cease and desist. Hey, you said this, you need to take it down, or we're going to sue.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
I was gonna say
definitely
that sounds like voice of experience right there, DP.
And just be careful. That's all I'm gonna say.
But best video, the most fun that I think I've had in recent history.
Mm-hmm.
I spent Thanksgiving on YouTube tormenting my friends here and some YouTube video watchers on the channel eating Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Wow.
That was it.
It
That
was
was
probably every bit as bad as we can imagine.
If you guessed that I bought it at Walmart, you are correct.
yeah.
Well, we did a thing on Total OS Today. Toss, I don't know if you guys know that content creator. I used to hang out on some of his live streams. And we had a group get together one time, and we were all going to try Vegemite on camera. So we all ordered a jar of Vegemite. Oh my goodness! Some of the faces as people were trying it.
Josh is going to get his jar of Vegemite.
Ooh.
Dude,
Dude,
I'm
Man, it's delicious.
Dude, I want to start naming off random crap and see if Josh can pull it out of his closet from somewhere. Because every time you mention something, he's always pulling something. See,
He's always got props.
yeah,
He's always got props.
Someone
I
in
meant
here,
to-
I
okay.
believe his name was Jesse, said Vegemite is delicious.
Hey.
And
I did say it.
there
Hey,
are
if we're talking
clinics
about
that
Christmas
can help
gifts, good Christmas gifts, Vegemite. That's what give somebody.
Oh,
where's Brody at? We need Brody here for this.
Vegemite is better than Vegemite.
You
Just
know
to
what I
clear
do
that
with
up.
my Vegemite? I take my nuggets and I dip it in the Vegemite.
The Nuggies, yeah.
I'm unfriending all of you, by the way.
Give me some nuggies, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I don't do nuggets, I do tendies.
So I actually bought this because I was going to be on an episode of Tech Over Tea with Brody,
yeah.
and as soon as I mentioned that I wanted to do, like the day before we recorded, I made the mistake of asking him on how much of a ripoff Australian I can pretend to be, and he just said, "Just don't even try."
Don't even try.
Yeah. People in my stream are asking if I could link to all the creators here in the description of the video. Yeah, I'll do something like that. I may add some links here. Obviously, I didn't know who was going to be on the stream, just because of time zones, who's going to show up. So I didn't add a bunch of people and get people's hopes up and then they not be here.
Right.
But yeah,
I didn't link anybody in mine either because I was for the same reason. So
yeah, especially
I tagged everybody. I'm going to shame them into being here.
because it's 10 a.m. here, my time zone, and I know people on the Pacific. It's 8 a.m. Are you really getting up for a Linux stream at 8 a.m.? That's iffy.
I did.
Lucky I woke up at 11 a.m. to be here.
Yeah.
I read Matt's description. Matt's was excellent. I love the fact he said
thank you, Matt.
he said something about how where it's a bunch of Linux content creators getting together and BSing. At least they're the star-studded or the ones that in our minds are the greatest ones or the best ones around or something like that. It was freaking awesome. I was laughing on that. He sent me a message last night on Discord. No backing out now because he showed that he'd created it and everything.
Nice.
The hilarious thing is I was the only one that scheduled it ahead beforehand, and then it didn't work.
That is funny.
I want to say thanks to Metalovey Taco. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
Awesome.
Yeah, yo. Yeah,
So-
baby, we need fireworks.
So, Nate, you haven't made any videos yet, but you're getting ready to kick off your channel, right?
Yep. Nate Picks Tech World is coming in 2024.
Nice. You want to talk about it a little bit?
I'm going to look at more
Nate is
hardware
not
related
coming through
stuff.
the Discord.
No, I hear him just fine.
Not coming through.
I hear
I
Nate.
can through just fine. I can hear him.
Yeah, I hear.
Okay.
So go ahead and talk about your channel, Nate.
So I'm going to focus a lot more on hardware related stuff as far as Linux goes. And one of the biggest things that I'm going to try to do is I want to showcase everybody's setups in Linux because I think that gets missed a lot. A lot of people do a desktop install, but they don't actually show like everything that goes into making it work. So that's kind of what I'm going to be focused on a little bit more and just some random things here and there.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That's a good idea.
Look forward to
That's a
that first
good idea.
video. And what I'm going to say is this, being an old Linux user from days and days and days and decades gone by, and DT can attest to this, you are starting at the perfect time when it comes to hardware, because you wouldn't have had much content back in the day because hardly any hardware used to work with Linux. You literally had to go shopping, for what you knew what worked with Linux, and it was very limited,
You had to buy
As
a
far as
laptop,
hardware-
and you needed to look for the name Intel on as many products as you possibly could.
Yeah. So, I mean,
And Lenovo.
Yeah,
And it
I
didn't
was
say
gonna add-
Lenovo on it.
I was
What's up?
going to add everybody's channel to the description. Everybody, Jesse, channel name.
Mine
Snack Ops
is
Unit?
Snack Ops Unit. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, Nate, do you have anything you want to put out there?
It's not out yet, so
Okay.
we'll just leave it as it is for now.
He's in the middle of creating it.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's a great idea. I think a lot of people could benefit from that. I think you're going to cover a niche that's not really covered as much, like you said, and it's something that needs to be done because a lot of people are always wondering, will this work or won't this work with Linux? But a lot of stuff is working with Linux now nicely out of the box, so that's good to hear, man. All right, Matt, my brother, you're up next, bro.
All right. What was the question again? No, I'm just kidding.
Best video. Linux Mint is a useless distro.
Oh god, I don't even want to talk about that. So that video came out like a few days before DT called me out on his channel in March
Why can't I hear Matt?
2021. Am I gone already?
No, you're
No,
there.
I can hear you.
No.
All right.
You're
Well,
good.
actually,
Talk
I-
louder.
Discord sucks, guys. I'm just gonna tell you
Well,
this.
I was getting some weird audio issues when Nate was speaking. I mean, I could hear him, but it was dropping in and out.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, well-
can't hear I can't hear Matt.
Well, I hear him. That's weird.
I
All of
hear
a
him.
sudden, some of us can hear, some of us.
Yesterday, Discord
Yeah, I
was
can't
like
hear Matt at
down
all.
for. I wonder if they're still having problems.
They probably
Could
are.
be. The
Mm.
servers are flooded because we're doing the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be that too.
I can't
Anyways,
see the camera and I can't hear him.
okay. I hate that Linux Mint video because that's like what I'm known for now.
Right.
Hating on Linux Mint. But then I doubled down on it because just why not? Because it's fun. Anyways, the one that in terms of views, the one that I did the most was a video on Lie, the display manager. I have
Mhm.
no clue why that took off. Absolutely no clue. Like,
Really?
it's not even a good video. It has almost 200,000 views.
Wow.
No clue why I did. And then the weirdest one that I had that took off was a video that I did about ads on Windows. My third most popular video is on Windows. It's hilarious. My favorite one that I've ever did was the 1.5-hour tutorial I did on Polybar.
Really?
That
was
was
actually a good one. That
you
was
publish
actually a
and
good
then
one.
and then they push an update and move the configuration file to
Yes.
somewhere else.
Yeah, and they changed them all to INI files, and they got rid of the i3 module and moved to X workspaces. It was like 3 days later. It pissed me off.
You're like, you guys couldn't have waited? Really? You could have waited?
Well, no, this always happens to me. So, like 2 days ago, I did a video on how good Vivaldi is,
Mhm.
and then after I published, I updated my system, and 6.5 came out with sessions and workspace rules. Oh, it just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Do that to me every
Uh,
time.
Steve, if you can still hear us, try disconnecting from Discord and rejoining.
Yeah, just rejoin. I got another super chat, and it's actually about Linux Mint from FaQ2 again. He says, I put Mint on 2 laptops that were given to me about 2 months ago. Yeah, Linux on old hardware usually works.
Yep.
He says, I watch Linux vids on the main PC and follow along with the
I can see you
laptops.
guys now.
Nice. Ah, Steve, come on, man.
I'm underwater. I can see you guys now. You clear state.
Hey,
You're wonderful. You're
Your
wonderful.
camera's
Why does he
buffering,
sound
kind of.
exactly like Michael Scott with that
Yeah.
on?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It looks like he's
in
going
my
to
head,
go
I was hearing
I
Michael
know.
Scott.
Uh,
All right, just so you
We're
guys
in the
know,
Linux
I have
sea, the sea of
I have-
Linux.
Steve,
I have Linux.
got
I
him
have
at the.
NixOS installed now, so and all of my home setup, everything. So
Uh-huh.
don't reboot, not during the stream.
Yeah.
No.
That is
Well,
probably
the
gonna
thing
just
is, I'm on
transfer
my
over.
phone now, but I can't see the voice channel that we're in on the server.
They don't have that on Nick's yet. So
It exists clearly because you're here, so it's got to be on your Nick's
Yes,
end.
but on my computer, when I look in Discord at the server, this voice channel with all of us in it isn't here.
I don't
Yeah,
think you can
because
see
you
it
don't
in
have the
both
role to see
places.
it. So just join any voice channel, and somebody will drag you in.
All right, cool. I'm leaving. I'll see you boys in a sec.
Jonathan, make sure you drag him
he
in.
won't be back. I've seen this play out before.
We're never gonna see Zany again.
No.
So,
Never update or install a Linux distribution while streaming. I did that one time, never do it again.
Or recompile Pipewire or Josh.
Or stick to the distribution that works.
Worst
for
live
you
stream
and
I
don't
ever
touch
did.
it.
I updated 1,200 packages in the middle of a stream.
Oh, look, there's Tyler. It worked. Nick's for the win.
I will hold my opinion on that because that's literally what the point of distro hacking is.
So I guess I'm next according to the tiles in the Hollywood tiles that we're playing here. So my best video has got to be my Nobara video. I got so much feedback on that one. I got a lot of, I covered it very well in depth. You know, a lot of people really enjoyed it. For me, the most interaction I got was on that video. That was the most interacted video. I think it's like at 10,000, maybe 12,000 views by now. I wasn't a very big channel, and I'm still not a very big channel compared to some of the people on here. But that really surprised me how well that took off. I don't know if it was just the timing of when Nobara was coming out, and I was the first one. I don't think I was the first one to cover it, but I was like early into that. What just happened?
Oh,
It's fine.
it's
He'll
funny.
recover.
Is the minute we start talking, we start having problems.
That is funny. So
Let's make it silent.
can you guys?
Lonnie, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Swedish Linux, thank you for the membership.
Okay, so that was Nobara. Nobara did that. It to me was the best video ever. My worst video actually was a short that I did, but it was freaking, for me it was the worst, but it took off too, and that was that eating the balut, the rotted egg.
Oh,
Dude, don't do that. Don't just okay, listen, man, it's a Filipino delicacy. They will not let you live unless you try it once, and it's just not worth it. Just take the death by embarrassment or whatever it is. But that video was I still can taste it right now, and my stomach's still kind of turning a little bit on that one, man. But
just
that was
put some Vegemite on it next time.
Vegemite or cheese
Listen.
whiz.
I got it right here.
Listen.
I can send it to you.
Listen, I tried this with hot sauce, right? Thinking that hot sauce would actually break this up. It's like the worst egg you have ever put in your mouth. Think of a rotten 1,000-year-old egg and times it by 2, and that's about what it tastes like.
Yeah, it was.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. That was my worst video
How can
ever,
they
and only
eat it?
because,
How can they eat it?
bro, I have no idea, but it's a freaking delicacy over there. Legit, straight up, it is a delicacy over there. It's like that is the pinnacle. That is like the pinnacle of their merienda, their snack. That is the ultimate snack over there.
I think it's about as bad as pig knuckles here in the South. Pickled pig's knuckles.
Pickled pig's
They're
knuckles.
terrible.
I've never had a pig's
Yes,
knuckle.
they're terrible when people eat them.
That's funny, but no, that was that literally was my worst video, man. And I don't ever want to relive that again. Never. No, thank you. Tyler.
Yeah, but it was a short. I mean, can you really do much with a short?
I don't know. That short was really pushed. I could not get that thing out of my subscription feed for like 2 weeks.
Bro, it's because so many people were liking it and thumbing it up. It was YouTube algorithm that did that. It wasn't me. I know. I got, it's funny. I keep telling, like, you could ask Jesse and Jonathan and Tyler too. I've told before. What's really funny is when YouTube recommends you your own videos.
Okay, so
Yeah, true.
the funniest thing is that I never see a short from Josh unless it's about him telling me I did something wrong. I see every single one of those, but never any others.
Really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, he makes those shorts quite often, but he's always got something to correct me about. I'm always wrong.
Yeah, but to be fair, don't feel like you're alone on that, Matt. We all feel the same way. We feel that the same love from Josh. Josh is very good about spreading that love around.
And we lost.
And where did Tyler go? Oh, he knew he was next. That's why he left.
I told him not to reboot. He did it anyway.
Should be using a real distribution.
No, he's still using Nix.
Are you trying to get some hate?
Distribution.
Next video, Nix OS, a useless distribution.
I really want to get some threats there.
Yeah, you. The pitchforks are going to come out.
If I went after Void, because the Void guys, man, they're scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. And
Funny thing is,
if he makes a video dissing on Nix OS, then he broke my first live of my comeback, because the live of my comeback were going to be with him convincing me to install Nix OS.
Don't do
He
it.
turns on Nix OS.
Don't do
now
it,
what's my life gonna be about?
It's actually not bad. It's just Nix does everything differently. And
It's just a
sometimes you're
different
like,
kind of way to do things. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just different.
why
it's
do
so
you think
different to the point where it's like the only way I can wrap my head around like working with Nix OS is to just imagine that I'm not using Linux at all.
And using what? What
I'm
would-
using Nix. I'm not using Linux.
Yeah.
I'm using Nix.
Chrome OS. I mean, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'll be back. I got something just for this occasion today. I found it. You'll know what I'm talking about in a sec. Be back.
Okay.
All of our streams are about to get demonetized. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh my God. Here we go.
That's
We're all
usually the way
waiting.
it works when Steve's got an idea. Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
We're waiting
this
with
goes
bated breath.
south.
Good thing.
That's if it
This
goes.
goes
It's a
south
good thing I'm not
here.
streaming yet.
Yeah, Jonathan.
It's
if
fine.
the mod
It's
saying
fine.
if this goes south, he's here.
hey, just for everybody, just to let everybody know, including the chat, if you're afraid that my stream is going to get demonetized, just go to tinleyj.com/support and click on all the links and send me all the things. I even have an Amazon wish list. Please buy me the damn bookshelf because nobody else has. I'm out of shelf space. People keep sending me books.
Tyler is like gone.
Yeah. That happens
Pretty-
when
Nick-
you update.
Nick's
Yeah,
He's
I
gonna
mean,
have to reinstall Nix OS again.
I played with Nix for a little bit. I've recently picked it up and was playing with it for a little bit, and I agree. It is a very different horse that you got to ride, but you got to figure out. First off, you got to figure out how to get your feet in the in the stirrups to get into the saddle with it. You know what I mean? It's very very different.
The best
very
way to
different.
do Nix is to find yourself a Nix fan and have them help you.
Really?
Because their documentation is horrible, but if you find someone who knows what they're doing,
Uh-huh.
they can help you.
Oh, he got beef
jerky.
beef jerky.
Yeah, baby. I told you I love beef jerky, and I couldn't find any here in Lebanon. But today I suddenly went shopping with my brother, and
Where did Jesse go?
To my left,
There
I
it is.
look to my left, and I
Uh-oh.
see beef jerky.
I expected nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to piss off Matt. Hey guys, you forget,
Unfortunately-
Matt is my boss. You piss off your boss, you're fired.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Hey.
my local McDonald's is closed on Saturdays this time
Yeah.
of year.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Everybody can stop for a second.
Dude.
Jesse, you're muted. You have to unmute
What?
yourself.
Okay. So after summer ends, the population in my area dips below 500 people. So suddenly everything
Tyler's
closes
back.
at 4:00.
Where do you live in Nantucket?
No. I live in Ohio.
Ohio.
On
Oh,
purpose.
wait, but hold on.
Well, you see, the logic
How
of
much
me is
do they
staying in
pay you?
Ohio
What is
that
the starting rate to
eventually-
live there?
No, the reason why I'm in Ohio is because we all know that Ohio is eventually going to like dominate the entire United States anyway. So it's like if it's going to happen, I might as well just stay here.
I thought that was
still can't believe
Texas.
we lost that war.
I mean, just to let you know, Matt, Ohio won the war for Toledo.
I know. I can't believe we lost to
And
Ohio.
I lived in Ohio for 2 years. And yeah, no.
He's no longer living there, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not there now.
He's back.
He got sense about himself and said, "Get out of here."
No, and when I said I was gonna go to the U.S., the first
Columbus
guy who
is a
invited
nice
me to
town,
the
though.
place was Josh. He wanted me to go to Ohio.
Yeah, why not?
You go to Ohio.
See, the trick is what you
Never
do
leave.
is you fly from Lebanon to Ireland, and then there's direct connection from Ireland to Cleveland.
Yeah, no, Cleveland's not a nice
Yeah,
town.
Cleveland's
Columbus
not a
is
good
a nice town. Cincy's okay too. I like Cincy.
Never been to Ohio. So I just know that it's round on both ends and high in the middle.
Yeah, it really sucks up there by the lake too, because I'm being born in Louisiana, right? Being used to the weather down here, man, that cold breeze that comes off that lake, and then it's just I can't do it.
Lake Superior is way worse.
Is it really?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You guys get,
you know, Southern boys, we don't have clothes for that. I mean, we have light coats and jackets and things, but when it's like 5 degrees outside, it's like
when I moved
don't
from
have those
Florida,
kinds of clothes.
When I moved from Florida up here to Washington State, I literally had one pair of pants. I came up here with all my shorts and tank tops. That was horrible that first winter, man. I had no idea, because in Florida wintertime, you're looking at 60 to 80 degrees depending on what it's going like, you know. So you literally live in shorts and tank tops and sandals, you know. When I moved up here, I had no clue. I was a total fish out of water. I'm gonna tell you that. It was very eye opening as to how cold that the wind could be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was horrible.
Everyone's beating up on Cleveland, but let's just be honest with everything. At least it's not Gary, Indiana. Okay, it's not Gary, Indiana. It's fine.
I drove through Gary once. It's you know how they talk about it's kind of scary and run down, and it's just a complete ghetto. Yeah, it actually is worse in real life than what they tell you.
It's the same thing with Flint here in Michigan. They tell you that it's bad. It's worse when you go there.
It's the same way with Seattle here. Yeah, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from any techies around here that watch me, but Seattle's horrible that way too. They make it look all nice and pretty, especially in the movies and stuff, how it's all nice and pretty, man. But when you get to Seattle, man, it's nothing but a hot mess and garbage and just horrible everywhere. It's not good.
Let's see. I assume that's always hot and muggy. It almost always rains. Every single car is a rusted piece of crap because you're literally next to the ocean.
You're talking about Seattle?
Yeah.
In the summertime, you can get hot and muggy, but in the wintertime, no, it's just cold and rainy. And it's like that freaking mist that you get in the vegetable. You feel like a vegetable in the produce department because it's a really fine mist, you know? So it's just misting all the time. It's cloudy and gray and miserable. Yeah, I think you see the sun once for 3 weeks in the summertime. And yes, every car is rusted out here just because of the sheer volume of water that's impregnated into it from just sitting all the time underwater. You know?
So this sounds wonderful. I don't know why anybody would complain.
Why would you want to live anywhere else?
Yeah.
No.
Why would you want your car to last? Gross. Ew.
Hey, in the auto body,
bus, right?
in the auto body business, man, I made a lot of money doing that. I made a lot of money with that.
Of course you did.
They're all going to be driving Cybertrucks pretty soon because that thing probably won't rust.
Pretty much.
I won't be.
Why won't you be? You don't trust it?
The town banned the Cybertruck because it's an eyesore.
Jesus.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Small towns do that.
The place you live is great, and yet they can make laws that stop you from driving around things that look bad to them.
Well, the entire village is an HOA. That's probably why.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
If you ever live in a really small town, this is normal. Like they'll ban things that, you know, you can't have a Walmart here. You can't have a McDonald's. Like they just they want their little picturesque town with their little red brick cobble streets. They don't want anything to ever change. Right.
Yeah.
I guess I live in a very small, like a different kind of small town. Because like here, like if you have an HOA, selling that house is going to be way harder than if it didn't have an HOA. Like no one wants HOAs. No one wants anyone being told.
There's a secret to this town that I'm in. Only 30% of the homes are permanent residents. Everything else is just Airbnb.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely horrible.
So here's a question.
Forever.
Yeah.
Why would anybody go to Ohio and rent an Airbnb?
Matt, you
It's a
literally
I mean,
said
well-
you must have been in my head because I was thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, if you're gonna rent an Airbnb, you go to some someplace warm or someplace where there's actually something. I mean, at least if you're gonna go to Ohio, at least
Yeah, but
send
nice
Dusty
places.
Florida,
or
Hawaii.
Cleveland or Cincinnati or something. Not Podunk, Ohio.
Nice places have hotels, though. That's the thing. This town he's talking about probably doesn't have a legit hotel. You
Probably
have
at
to,
once-
yeah.
Or it's
No,
probably the
closest hotel's
haunted
about 30
one
miles away.
where you get a
Probably at
haunted
one
tour
time had
with
an
it.
inn that maybe was a little shady.
Yeah.
The kind of inn you'd see Gordon Ramsay go to try to fix up, but the owner's like a Nazi.
Hotel Hill. I remember that series.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. Tyler, so now that you're back in and you're steady on the stream here now, what was your best and worst video?
Me?
Yeah. You're Tyler.
Oh,
Do I got you want to call you Zany?
okay.
No, the other
Did you
Tyler.
forget your name?
Well, no, I was distracted because I realized that somebody forgot to share an announcement in my server.
Sir, if you
Uh-huh.
look, there's 2 announcements from me. One from yesterday and one from today.
Never mind. Wait, hold on. Yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, never mind. I just misread it. Never mind.
DT just left, is
Okay.
muted.
Can
So
I
anyway,
interject?
my worst video is pretty easy because I started off my channel before I was doing Linux content. I was doing gaming content,
hmm
and so there are videos and live streams that exist. I think I've tried to scrub them. I don't know if you can easily find them, but I know they
Found one already.
exist. Where I'm playing Fortnite and I'm having a great time. Great time.
He
Uh-huh.
sounds so
I
ashamed of this
wish-
now.
Well, okay, look, I should be ashamed. I was having a lot of fun with Fortnite and I wasn't doing anything cool in Fortnite. Like I was a bad player that was good against other bad players. Like if you put me up to someone who knew what they were doing or could wall build,
Mhm.
like my best friend, I was like I stopped playing Fortnite because I started playing with good players. I was like, yeah, no, this game sucks. this game sucks.
Did you
so much.
be honest? Did you rage quit?
Yeah, I haven't played
Funny
Fortnite
thing
forever.
is I pulled up the good old fashioned YouTube search bar and I typed in Zany OG Fortnite,
Mhm.
and I think I found a Fortnite stream already.
Wow. So they're
You
still
said
there.
before you knew
March
what zero
along.
AD was.
No, I knew what Zero AD was. I just wasn't playing it.
It was before he
That
knew
was-
how awesome it was.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, exactly. So those are my worst videos, mainly just because I don't like them. Like
Right.
personally, I very much don't like them.
Because you're still rage
And
quitting.
I think my best video that I've ever done is probably not. It's not just one; it's my series of videos on OpenBSD. Mainly because I had a lot of fun doing those videos, like a lot. It was really fun to dive in and learn. I learned a lot about BSD and not just OpenBSD. I
Mhm.
learned a lot about FreeBSD and just BSD in general.
Mhm.
And that was a lot of fun, and it did actually help people. There was a lot
Those
of
are
people
the
that
best videos Zany has, and it's the best story about Zany's channel because he was using BSD, got called out by Mental Outlaw, and then started using Linux again.
Yep.
Wait,
actually, I think he
Mental
called me out
Outlaw
after I'd
actually
already moved back to Linux.
he called you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Wait,
he
you-
gave me a shout out
Nice.
as,
Yeah,
as
It
one
says
of the
OpenBSD is for
BSD
hackers.
Yeah, it was like the best BSD channel, and then by that time, Tyler was already
He was on
a different
Windows
distro.
right the next week.
Next week he was on Windows.
Oh, we give him so much shit on our podcast because every once in a while he'll just show up using Windows, and then there was that like 2 week period where he was an Apple fanboy.
Yeah, we jumped to Apple. I remember that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, we
was
had that
actually a
discussion the
really
other
good
day with Tyler about the evils of Apple.
Mm.
We won't get into that. It was a very heated discussion.
I'm still waiting for Tyler to convince me to buy an Apple product.
I don't think you should go buy, like, for you it makes no sense to buy an Apple product. Like,
It doesn't
No.
make sense for
Hey.
anybody to buy an Apple product.
no, it does. It does. If you're an audio engineer or like producer, like if you go anything other than Apple, you're literally insane.
Well, let's be fair. If all you do is audio, then Linux is probably the worst operating system. But you know what? Windows is not really good either.
No, Windows is just as bad.
Yeah.
Like, I could see Mac for
I would
that.
say Windows is worse than Linux if all you're doing is audio.
Well, it depends on what it's like. See, this is where audio gets really weird, especially when it comes to a debate about whether Windows or Linux is better, because it depends on your use case.
Jesse,
you
muted
might
again.
be better off on Windows, but if you want like if you're going to be adding like layers, like kind of generalized effects over your audio, then Linux might be better because you can't do system-wide echo cancellation over an input or output on Windows. Technically, you can do it with some fancy audio routing and stuff, but it gets way more complex than it would be on Linux. But even then, soon as you get to the aspect of software that you need,
Linux is pretty complicated.
Sucks.
Like when you get into things like Jack and, the whole patch bay thing where you're trying to, direct various audio sources. Like it's
Jesse's raising his hand. I want to talk. I want to talk.
Let me jump in here with, I'm the Pipewire fanboy, and that gets it a lot closer to a Mac audio experience in my usage. You're not doing all that routing yourself, and you can pull the Jack libraries in through Pipewire too.
Yeah.
And it just handles it like it's any other audio stream.
Because even people that are fanboys of Jack, I don't think any of them really like using Jack.
Are there fanboys of Jack?
I was going to say
it's so complicated and it's just a mess.
Unfo's a fanboy of Jack.
Are you?
Unfo.
Umfa?
You guys watch him? Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes,
no, I see him.
Jack.
Oh.
I
He likes Jack because it works. He likes Ardor more than he likes Jack, but Ardor requires Jack.
Yeah, but you have to use Jack with
hard to make Pipewire work, and it just didn't work for him.
I think he's currently using Pipewire now.
I
wanted to say.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to say something along the lines of what Zany just said. The echo cancellation thing in Pipewire works jack shit. At least for me.
They fixed all the issues with it.
Dude, I'm using it
right now, and it's working just
fine. I took your config. All I did was I took your config, compared it to mine. It's identical. Put it in Pipewire in .config Pipewire thing. Literally, when I select the echo cancel source in KDE settings, 0 audio. Echo cancels sync in output, 0 output.
Wow. There's a solution.
Don't work for me.
Headphones
work. And whatever magic you're trying to do, just not gonna work. It's unreliable. Get a set of headphones. Tyler, keep your dog away from your headphones.
Or you can live life like me, not give a hell, and it worked just fine.
Yeah, I literally took your config, and it didn't work for me. So I was like, screw that shit, because Pipewire. All I have in Zero Linux is Pipewire. I don't have anything. I don't have special anything. I didn't do anything special. I didn't touch Pipewire with a 10-foot pole to modify it, other than how the way it's shipped. So I don't get it. So audio on Linux, I agree, is a nightmare. That's all I want.
Well, you know what though? There is hope though. I'd like to remind everybody there is hope. You got 2 big time major players that do studio grade, which is Focusrite and PreSonus, that have picked up and are starting to support developers, and they're putting money behind the audio portions of Linux and different aspects.
Pipewire will get better, but
I mean, that's coming down the pipeline. They just started like maybe 4 months ago, started putting money into this stuff. So I mean, it's going to get better. It's going to get a lot better. Hopefully, a lot sooner.
Hopefully.
The only problem is when it comes to comparing Linux to Mac, when it comes to audio, it's going to be a long time before audio engineers and those kind of people start choosing Linux over, because we've got a lot of ground to cover to catch up. Because that's
Sure.
like
Well-
Apple has spent so much money on engineers for their audio like subsystem.
Well,
It's-
Apple has always marketed itself for
Audio.
multimedia use.
Yeah.
That's the audience they've always tried to
and the
capture,
film
and that's why.
industry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the film industry. In the film industry, they use nothing but Mac.
Josh,
Yep.
you have a request over in our chat. People are saying, "How about a distro hacking Mac OS X?"
Well, what
Oh,
you need to
people
do
in-
is you need to hop on my Discord channel and post it in the suggestion thread and hope and pray that everybody votes for it, because I'm not voting for that.
In my chat, people are asking me to ruin Tyler in a game of 0 AD. Well, I've done that so many times. So
Yeah, I was gonna
Get
say.
come on.
Oh, DT, the humble
Oh,
brag.
come
That
on
was
now.
burn. Burn.
Oh,
Nate was going to say something.
I was just going to say, actually, one thing that Presonus is focusing on, and I think a lot of people are not taking into account, is that streamers, since the Steam Deck and since Valve, a lot of people that are actually moving to Linux, and streamers need audio. And one of the biggest thing that Presonus is pushing right now is their stream cards that they have. And so that's going to be a big thing. And I think that's what's going to help propel audio and Linux in general.
Well-
And by the way, Zany is a cheater, because I was new to 0 AD and I was on DT's team, and he took me out first because he knew that I was a noob. And so, yeah, you're a cheater.
Yeah, we both got taken out on that same stream,
You know what?
and I was on
Josh both are
DT's team
cheaters.
too. Also,
Alex, I
Yeah.
had to go through you to get to Zany.
All right.
Mhm.
Zany
I
has
had
left
no
the
choice.
stream on that. He's like,
Alex, you were collateral damage.
I
Yeah,
was
he's
collateral damage. Josh destroyed me.
yeah, it is really bad when somebody tells you it's their very first game of 0 AD, which is a very complicated game, and then you just go and attack them immediately. It's like,
Yeah, I was still
Well,
trying to
really?
get my ladies to repopulate. They were good at they were getting good at picking berries. They weren't repopulating for crap. I'm like, what's wrong with these broken ladies?
He's gone. You guys.
Where did he go? What did we do, dude? Oh,
Well, when he got called out, he left. I mean,
did he just rage quit? That's funny.
No.
No, I think he had a NixOS issue again.
I hope he didn't reboot again.
He said Pipewire was good, and then this is the payback.
Wow.
Maybe he's gonna go get his Mac.
Mm.
But no, I do think that the audio server realm is going to get a lot better, because also, like, another thing, Studio One actually put out an actual full-on suite for it too. Presonus did with Studio One for Linux, so you can actually go get that
Now,
and use
they're
that.
not supporting it yet, though.
They're not supporting it yet, but it's still there,
Right.
so it's starting to.
They still say that it's a beta product, so why would they support it?
Right, and fair enough, but
And they went all into Wayland. They don't support X11.
yeah. So
That just makes sense.
yeah, so I mean, they're like I said, I
Wayland
really
sucks.
Wayland sucks. So Matt,
Well,
tell
I
me
mean,
really how you
if
feel
you're-
about Wayland.
If you're just now getting into supporting Linux, I mean, you're going to target the most popular distributions. You're going to be
Right.
targeting people using GNOME as a desktop
Right.
environment, which defaults to Wayland and Pipewire. Like, that's just what you're going to do. You're not.
Mhm.
You can't please
Well,
everybody.
Yeah, you can't target
Unless
guys
you've
like you
already
who
been
spends all
doing
his
it,
time
you're
in
not gonna-
window managers.
Well,
Right.
actually, you're. It depends on what your product is, because Qt is a very popular framework for professional applications, and it works on Windows just as well as it works on Linux,
Mm.
and the code is portable between the
Mm.
two operating systems. The only thing that actually that you would actually have to modify is just your core application itself. So there's actually a lighter tax if your application is already written in Qt to write it to port it to Linux and stick with Qt rather than it is to write it with GTK.
Or you could just use Electron,
Yeah.
like everybody's doing now.
Or what's that one that Canonical's doing? Starts with an F.
Flutter.
App.
Flutter,
Flutter,
that's
yeah.
it.
Flutter.
Well, Flutter's not a toolkit.
No, but MauiKit.
Maui
do.
Kit. Yeah, I was gonna say Maui Kit too.
MauiKit's really just a front end for Qt.
Mhm.
Well, there you go.
I got another super chat from Mr. Fa Q Tube.
He does it just so he has to read the name.
Yeah, that's what he's
I'm
doing.
doing it slow. I don't want to trip up any algorithms here and get the stream taken down. YouTube has been complaining about weird things. Yeah. He says he builds his own PCs, so Mac is a non-starter for him. Well, obviously, yeah. That's the problem with Mac is you have to buy the hardware and the software kind of all from the same company. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, true. But
and when people talk about Macs, you do have to specify, are you talking about the Mac, like if you're talking about the hardware, or are you talking about the software? Because they're two very different things. I don't like the Mac OS, for example. Like when I say, you know, I can't stand Mac, usually I'm talking about the operating system, not necessarily anything hardware related.
Yeah, and I noticed lately that more and more
You mean the function or, oh, sorry, you muted.
Yeah. But that was right, Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people are randomly muting for me still, but when you say you don't like it, do you not like the aesthetic of the OS? Do you not like the function of the OS? Is it both?
It's the flexibility. The
flexibility is not there.
It's not as like even compared to Windows, it's just so locked down, and you know it's not for somebody like me. Is way the wrong operating system. Like it's nowhere near what I want out of an operating system.
I don't like the look or feel of it at all. I just
I mean I don't like the aesthetics, but that's
for me
subjective.
Also.
I mean,
for me also, it maybe it's just me, but it feels like it's slow.
It is.
Okay, so
it's heavy.
So it's not just
it's
it
heavy,
feels.
But Windows is heavy.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I think Windows is faster than Mac. It actually, to me, operates faster than Mac. Oh boy, Steve's showing his Mac.
I will say this, and Steve is holding it up. The biggest thing that bothers me with Apple is they'll sit there and say, "Oh, we have invented this new thing, and we're using this new chip." All you have is your crappy firmware on it that somebody else is making the chip, and that same mess we've already had on Android and Windows for like 4 years, 10 years. It's just now a feature. That bothers me. Like, be honest.
Well, that's just marketing BS. That's normal, you know.
Yeah.
They all do that. So
what I was going to say was, these days, in a lot of areas around me, I noticed that more people tend to go towards Mac these days, and they're giving up since the invention of Windows 11. More people are gravitating towards Macs.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are waiting for Windows 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and it comes with a pre-installed system that just works out of the box without hassle, without even thinking about it.
When that 20 hours of battery life is really hard to beat. Like you can't get that on Windows. Like you just know you can yes, the hardware is expensive, but you go there, you know you're going to get that battery to last you for a couple days,
and hibernation, you just can't get that. And sleep, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you get them working right out of the box on Windows. Excuse me, no. But
the question would be though,
it's getting there. The sleep and hibernation thing, it's getting there on Linux, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, but see, this becomes more than just software related. This actually becomes hardware related because you're comparing to x86 versus ARM.
Right.
Well, this one
and Windows, Microsoft can't do ARM yet. They just
right.
They seem to be incapable of it. Not that Linux does that much better, by the way.
No, it doesn't. Really. I mean,
you'd think that it would, given that Android exists, but
yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good that you said that, because we've had ARM for ages in Android, and yet Linux on ARM is, where is it?
Meh. It's meh. What it is.
I mean, some distributions have a pretty good ARM
distro
version.
Yeah,
like Manjaro ARM is pretty good. Debian obviously has architecture for it as well.
Hold on. Just because you brought it up, let's talk about the fact that Manjaro ARM is better than Manjaro.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Josh is gonna go get another prop. I was gonna say
it's probably a Pine book. I've got one too that runs Manjaro ARM, and it's good.
So this is a Pine phone with Manjaro ARM on it.
Oh, for real? How do you like the Pine phone?
it's the phone is fine. Manjaro ARM is garbage.
I run Manjaro ARM on my Pies as well.
Oh, I went looking for.
Yeah,
a
this one is
Haningin,
running
I can't seem to
Manjaro.
find it.
Wow.
Is that a Nintendo?
That's a
system of some kind?
Nintendo.
No, it's a Raspberry
Pi.
Pi. And
Oh,
Inside, the case. Yeah.
Oh, see, tricky. I gotcha.
No, because I was thinking about getting. I was thinking
You'll
about getting a
break it.
Linux phone. I was thinking about getting the Pine phone, and I wondered if it's worth the investment or not.
Okay, so I did not buy this. One of my patrons bought this for me, and I've been using it now for 3 weeks or so.
Right?
It's fine, right? As long as you go into it knowing that this is a Linux phone and with everything that goes along with it, you're not going to get all, it's not a piece of metal and glass, so the build quality, it's plastic, but it feels nice. The software, as long as you temper your expectations and know what you're getting into going in and you're not expecting iOS or Android, you're going to be fine.
You're not using a smartphone. You're using a glorified feature phone. That's what you want to think about.
Right.
Yeah. You want to just use it as a phone.
So how does so I'm more okay. I'm old. All right, I'm old, and all I'm worried about is can I pick up the damn thing and have a reliable phone call happen on it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can do.
I was going to say, does Emacs work on it? Because if Emacs works on it, that's all.
Actually,
Emacs does in fact work on it. Yes,
I knew the answer to the question.
He's just being funny.
Because Emacs runs on everything.
No,
you need a great
okay,
Emacs.
so my
phone.
phone right now uses SWMO, which is basically just like the Hyperland version of DWM for the phone. And
Oh,
that's
no
what I'm using
kidding!
right now.
Wow.
That's what the Free Software Foundation needs to do. They need to put out an official Emacs phone.
Official Emacs phone.
They would make so much money. They would make tens of dollars.
And it'll come with the keyboard case too, because you need to be able to hit that control key with your pinky.
We're gonna have 3 videos of DT saying this is my config.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he's doing it off his phone.
You do key chords on a digital keyboard.
Key chords on a digital keyboard. That would be fun.
Well, you would have the little on-screen keyboard. You would just have to do a couple fingers at a time, I guess.
Just start smashing the buttons. See what happens.
I know we're talking about.
Are we really ready for phone dot files?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
dude. Xmonad on the Pine phone. When's that DT?
No.
Yeah, when's that going to happen?
Video's got to happen.
Yeah.
The most useless cell phone.
wait. Actually, like, I'm not gonna lie. If we started making tiling window manager phones, all we need to do is bring back the old droids. You know, those dope phones with a nice touchscreen that's slid out to a nice physical keyboard.
Oh, you mean like the Kick for like the LG Kick or whatever it was? Yeah.
Like if you go back, like the Droid 2
Sidekick.
Yeah.
The Motorola Droid 2. Like I'm pretty sure that was the one that had it had such a good keyboard on it. Like
the original Droid 2, yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little sprite out, yeah. That was good. They don't. They just.
What about if you get the touchscreen version on the BlackBerry that has a little nub so you can at least use your mouse too if you need to?
Oh my god!
Oh, I like those ones.
Lenovo makes one with a nipple.
With the nipple?
It's just gonna happen. Why does it exist already?
I do want to bring you guys in on my hardware problems. So I've been leaving the Discord, cutting in and out, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I am the bright guy who thought it would be an amazing idea yesterday to start a project of switching over my hardware. I'm going to start slowly upgrading my computer. I'm getting a better server put in place for the house. And I'm also going to be using some of the spare parts. They're still really nice parts, but using that to upgrade my buddy's computer and give him something for Christmas. So I've switched over here. Right now I'm using an Intel i9 9900K. I've got 64 gigs of RAM and new motherboard. I've got my same GPU, hard NVMe drives, all that stuff. It's nice. Now, last night, apparently, I don't remember doing this at all, but apparently I went in and did a whole bunch of extra overclocking stuff that I don't remember doing.
Oh boy.
I know I set my RAM to run the XMP profile and gave it a slight slight bump in speed because I know all of the RAM sticks in there. They're like Corsair Dominator Platinums. Like, they're good. It's good RAM.
Right.
So I can, without giving it any more voltage, I can bump it up like 100 extra megahertz. No problem. Like, good. Let's get the extra performance. I definitely paid for it. Let's do that. So I was having all this crashing. I assumed it was because I overclocked my RAM. I bumped it down, still having issues. I just figured out last night I set my CPU to have an overclock of 5 gigahertz. So that would be why I was having so many stability problems. Like you
Zany,
do.
I need you on my first episode for hardware tech.
It could be a weekly thing. What not to do, Tyler? Again.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
do an episode. What would Tyler do? Do the opposite. That's the title.
Well, by the time that episode's out, I'll be able to talk about all the things that you shouldn't do, like overclocking your CPU to 5 gigahertz right before you go to sleep for the night. That's probably a good thing not to do.
Or in the middle of a stream.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't
yeah.
do that.
Oh, hang on a second here, guys. Let me pull up my sysctl call and overclock my GPU real quick.
Or during the stream.
Nothing's ever going to go wrong with that.
No.
I'm so bad. I like the time before I left last time. I unplugged
He
my
ate all the
extra
jerky.
'cause I've got
It's all
2
gone.
GPUs in the system now. So I unplugged my other AMD GPU thinking maybe it could be drawing too much power or something, which it shouldn't. I've got plenty of power supply. But anyway, I figured maybe that's causing issues. Nope. Still. Yeah, no, it would be that 5 gigahertz overclock. I have a feeling.
Well, you haven't dumped yet.
You're trying to get every frame you can out of 0 AD, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
That's the only way. That's the only way you did.
He's just hoping that if he gets that, he can beat DT finally.
Finally, yeah.
Look,
dude, you do know that if he ever beats DT, we're all gonna hear it. You know that.
He's beaten me before.
Yeah,
I actually don't play 0 AD very often. The only time I really play 0 AD is usually with Tyler.
Yeah, the problem with me beating Derek is normally
hang on, guys.
if he walks out and
want to join us, so I've got to pet the kitty.
Oh yes. If it's Josh,
did it bring you nuggies? It didn't bring you any nuggies. You don't have it trained.
No, she didn't.
What about the tendies?
I hate all of you.
I want some Popeyes tendies now. That's what I'm going to do for lunch, I think.
Tendies? Oh, let me quick DoorDash some nuggets right now. I can do that.
Dude, got. Don't do this.
Yeah, let me DoorDash some nuggets. DoorDash me some nuggets. Spend $70 that way I don't have to.
But you know what you could put with your attendees? You can get some
just to let you
Hidden
guys
Valley
know.
Ranch ice cream.
Oh, just to let you guys know. My GPU was running at the maximum clock speed of 2100 megahertz. And now we're running 2800 megahertz, and we'll see how long it lasts.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you said
you guys.
Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream, and I had completely forgotten that we had talked about that in the past, and I genuinely
have
almost
a video
threw
up
up
on my channel of me trying it.
Why would anybody want to eat ice cream that tastes like salad dressing? I'm not picking salad dressing,
especially ranch. Now, if it was Thousand Island, that would be interesting.
Salad dressing. I mean, really?
And it didn't even work. It was terrible. It was. I think that ice cream's against the Geneva Convention. It's horrible.
Some of the ideas they have for flavors of stuff is just stupid. So they have popcorn flavored ice cream, bacon flavored ice cream. Like these things don't go in ice cream. Okay.
No. Yeah, I've got dill pickle sitting in my freezer for the next one.
See, what the hell?
It's like they're having.
Look, the only flavor that is a true sin against God is bacon flavored toothpaste. That is.
Oh,
like
what?
There is something.
Are you serious? Does this even exist? Are you for real?
Yes.
They put bacon in everything.
Why not just put Vegemite on your toothbrush if you're going to do that?
What the hell?
I've seen bacon scented soap.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
I
it's
remember-
horrible.
If you need to hire a marketing company, just hire the marketing company behind whoever's done the bacon thing and the avocados. Because-
I just found the bacon flavored toothpaste on Amazon.
That's offensive. That just hurts me to the core. That's
The soap one I didn't even know about, and that is
Well, that makes sense. You could
horrendous.
just make soap out of pork fat, and you know.
You guys are talking.
Sorrow.
You guys are talking food, and the only thing I can think of is lechon.
Well, I don't think we're
Oh,
talking about
lechon
food.
is good.
Bacon
Oh.
flavored toothpaste food.
Booyah, you're the luckiest person on this
Please don't
planet
eat
because I'm
toothpaste,
dreaming to
guys.
try that.
lechon is it's very good. Very, very good.
Unfortunately, Mr. Alex D. Ball, this is not a Gen 2 stream, but it is being piped through a VPS server that is running Gen 2.
He should know
So
it's
I guess
not
it
a
is
Gen 2
involved
stream.
somewhere.
The
George
fact that we're
Carlin in my
streaming
chat
should
says
be
hello.
obvious it's not a Gen
Yeah,
2 stream. you know?
exactly. The fact that it's working.
Alex,
Yeah.
can you tell the wife to send me a lechon?
I don't think it'll. Well, I could try, but between your customs holding and you know the time for shipping and stuff, it might be spoiled by the time it gets there. Either that or the people have ate it.
I'm dreaming to try lechon. I
Well,
haven't
you
tried
could probably
it yet.
put it on dry ice and it'd be okay. Depending
You know
on-
what
For the people wondering what lechon is, it's slow cooked. Basically, it's a Filipino delicacy. It's a slow cooked pig.
It's a pork. yeah.
Yep.
With a variety of
Glazing on it and
of-
spices on it. It's delicious.
and they put honey in the rice. They put a little bit of honey in the rice, and they do a lot of
Yep. You look at it and you say, "Jump in my mouth
mixtures.
right now."
Yeah, I want one. I want one so bad. I've seen videos, but I've had so many friends from the Philippines tell me about it. My mouth waters every time. I'm like, where can I get some? Well, where I was working in Dubai, that's not something they eat. Pigs are not.
No, you probably can't get a lot of
halal,
pork in
so
Dubai.
it's
Yeah.
halal. So no pigs.
Yeah.
So I was waiting to go to the Philippines. I never went
Getting
there,
a
so I
hamburger
haven't
in
had it
India.
yet.
What'd you say,
Well,
Matt?
You don't want to know.
Monetized in 3, 2.
You know what? I keep checking to make sure we're still streaming. 'Cause I'm expecting it.
I haven't been taken down yet. I know that
What?
much.
Yeah, we're still
Because-
kicking.
because we're doing awesome. That's why.
Yeah.
No,
We
we're gonna have to
I don't-
stop talking about food for a minute because I have a family reunion that I'm gonna head to right after this, and they're probably all getting ready to eat right about now.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Why
there's
aren't you streaming
gonna-
from the family reunion?
The better question is, he does remember that there's another podcast after this, right?
yes,
Okay.
but I'm still going to a family reunion after and going to have great food.
Mm. I got a contact email the other day from YouTube saying they were taking down one of my videos because it had a spammy link in the description,
What?
which I didn't know. Apparently, YouTube does this now. Is they scan the links in your description, and if it leads to any kind of website that they deem kind of spammy,
Mm-hmm.
they'll take your videos down, which was weird because Google's $1 trillion company. Why not just, if you're scanning the link anyway, just remove the link from the description without me having to do it?
Yeah,
But it was
Or, you know-
it was a link to some project on GitHub or something that doesn't exist anymore. Redirects to some other site or whatever.
Oh, it's
That's
probably because
just
that
weird.
redirect. Their bot, had the redirect.
just
Oh, this
weird.
is a scam.
Yeah,
Like
but
that-
still, YouTube is just a mess.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
stuff.
speaking-
Like,
But what?
Speaking-
But
speaking
what?
of which-
What alternatives do we have for it besides Odyssey?
Pure
Odyssey and Rumble. I mean, that's really the only two that are
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Speaking of which, my only means of getting donations has been taken down in my area. So Ko-Fi, fundraiser, I cannot access.
well, I think it's because they're on Cloudflare. I think we talked.
No,
about
it has
this.
nothing to do with Cloudflare. I talked to them. They replied to me saying, "Well, we had to disable." Well, Jesse knows. I sent him the message. It's like your area is no longer supported. We no longer support your area. because of the things that are going on, because of legal and whatever
Yeah.
reasons. We had to
Yeah.
block your access to our website.
Oh, good fun. Good fun.
Like I'm like, hello, how do
Bitch.
I check?
Well, then
my
get a
donations? How
VPN.
do well,
He's
I
got a
tried
VPN.
Tor. They flagged my account. They were like, we detected
Yeah. They're going to be
malicious
smart
ways.
enough to. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
block anyone who tries to circumvent their blockage. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, I can still receive donations, but I won't be able to check. I won't be able to verify. I cannot do anything anymore. I want to post things on Ko-fi and Fundraiser. I can't anymore because I can't access the website. So
Well, that's unfortunately a sad part about living in a war-torn region like you are.
yeah,
Yep.
Mm.
People don't want to
So-
have to pick a side.
yeah, they just
Well, and
block
also,
everything.
just
And
infrastructure.
so I'm
is
becoming
difficult.
a little bit. My area is becoming a little bit like Iran, because Iran, they cannot access anything, flatpaks, AUR, or anything like that. They cannot access.
Interesting.
Now, like the only
Yeah.
distro where like the repositories work is Debian. That's just because there's a guy in Iran that actually runs a package server for Debian in Iran.
Yeah.
You know?
And looking at my
there's
analytics, since we were talking about analytics,
Yeah.
I still have 2 videos of mine. For years, I've been trying to get these videos monetized. They're demonetized because I don't know. One of them is a Qtile video that has been demonetized for 5 years, and I've appealed it, and they reject it, and they don't want to hear from me anymore.
Right.
Xmonad is another video about Xmonad, configuring Xmonad.
What?
There's nothing in these videos of me.
I was gonna say,
me
what did they
programming in
demonetize them
Haskell and
for?
when one and programming in Python, and I don't even use foul language in my videos. Like, why in the hell are they? And well, we reviewed it, and what's the problem? They won't tell you. It's demonetized.
We had.
I don't think they ever review them. I think they're
No.
lying. I don't think there's any kind of system in place.
I had a video of mine that they took down because of what the content was. It was discussing streaming TV. I can't say the word because
you got to be careful with any kind of stuff like that. You can't anything that circumvents YouTube and ads and things like that. Any of those kinds of services, command line programs, GUI programs.
Right.
Don't discuss any of those. Don't make a video on any of those because a video is
just better to never make a video on YouTube about YouTube on YouTube at all.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no,
Don't
mine was what that video. What this video was a video of Hypnotics and how you can actually set it up to stream live TV through different services that provide those things.
Oh yeah, that there's probably a legality.
Yeah.
thing
Well,
there.
no, it's no legality.
It's
Like,
because of Omar.
Because you're still paying for the TV access. The problem is that is a direct competitor to YouTube TV.
YouTube
So
TV.
you obviously can't. Like, they're not going to be fine with you.
But also
pimping
Omar,
that out on their own
a
platform.
lot of people don't know who Omar is, but Omar was a person who sold those TV services and used YouTube to promote that and had millions of subscribers, and he's now in prison for something, I don't know what, but so it's kind of a black eye for YouTube too. And the minute that you flag that you type in the I and then the acronym of what it stands for, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get in trouble again. But anyhow, the minute you do that, dude, it'll flag it automatically. I had no idea about this because I replied to them and that's what they told me. They gave me the explanation, which I thought was wild that they actually gave me an explanation.
Mr. Baba, we are not all doing a Linux Mint challenge for next year. No. Mm-mm.
I'm on a 2-year Pop OS challenge.
No.
I'm
Okay.
Takes to be 3 years.
Open
Like,
SUSE for the win.
Open SUSE for the win.
I've been
Dude,
happy
screw
with
you and your damn
NixOS.
zipper. That's a horrible package manager.
I've got the sticker.
I
I'm
see
a
that.
fanboy. I got the sticker.
I've got a little gecko. It says SUSE on it.
Sussa.
Well, then stop running Gentoo, man. You're
Yeah.
I've got
disrespecting
another
the
one
gecko.
too. I've got
Yeah.
2 of them.
Wow.
I've got 2 of them. I even have a cup. I have like a first aid kit. I think I have a flashlight.
Well, if I'd
You
had
can
to
install
reinstall,
things like Gentoo on that computer where the gecko can see it and just Just do it to it.
With
like,
Larry
come
the
on,
Cow?
man.
It's a travesty.
If my updates had not fixed my problems and I had to reinstall, which I was planning to do,
Yeah.
I actually was not going to go with Arch or an Arch-based distro.
For real?
I was
Where were you
actually
gonna go?
planning on doing Debian stable just because I was sick of all the headaches.
Wow.
This is exactly what and I still may at some point.
Mm.
No, you need to look.
I'm tired of the rolling.
I'm going to be that person that everyone hates because
Mhm.
I'm just now like getting super into NixOS.
Oh,
You need to give it a
Jesus
shot.
Christ.
No.
I've
Don't
played
do
with
it.
Nix before. I actually really played a lot with Geeks before I was doing Nix, but
Mhm.
it's interesting. But at the same time, it's not foolproof as far as like it never breaks. I mean, it's always your fault, playing with the configs and things.
Well, it's always my
but-
fault. I'm not going to lie. Every time I break my system, it's always my fault.
But
I
yeah,
can't-
it worked. The only reason I wouldn't go with either Nix or Geeks, software availability is not anywhere near what Debian and Arch are. It's just not. Yeah.
Actually, the Nix,
That's
the Nix
wrong.
package repository is actually bigger than Debian's.
Yes,
Size
it's-
isn't what he's talking about, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't
I'm
found
talking about like
any-
That's
popular
not what
programs that you want.
I can't say
I'm
that.
just saying
I mean, I'm not just talking about the numbers.
the AUR is the, I don't know if it's the biggest or the second biggest repository. That doesn't really mean all that much because about 90% of that is going to be libraries. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
the
but I
the
haven't
trouble with
found
Nix
a
is figuring
package.
out how to install the software. That's really it.
Well, I haven't found a package in NixOS that's available in the AUR that isn't available in NixOS. Like everything, like all of your themes, fonts. Like I mean, even Steve asked me like a couple like weird things that he didn't think it would have, and it was there. Like it has. Like their package availability is really good. The problem with NixOS that I see, like for most people, is it's so different. Like you can't. It's so different than how you would normally run a distribution. Like you don't just install applications on a whim in a terminal and expect them to stick around. Like that's not how it works.
I'm
Also,
contractually obligated right now. I'm sorry, Tyler, real quick, to mention that DT is not bald. He actually has hair.
That is true.
Yes.
It says DT on not on Arch. What next? DT with hair? Come on, man, that's me.
That's the New Year's resolution.
So
I'm gonna
you
grow out my hair.
Can I do a Google rant real quick?
Mhm.
I want to do a Google rant.
all right.
I just created my new channel, right?
Right.
While I'm
Right.
doing this. They've already suspended it and deleted it.
What?
For what?
Ew.
What did you do?
Probably because he's on this
I have
stream.
no idea.
The very first live stream I ever did, I actually was banned in the middle of like 15 minutes into the live stream. And then I had to appeal. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they were
What?
like, we don't know. You're
Well,
unbanned. It's like,
look at-
okay, well, thanks.
Thanks, I guess.
all right.
Thanks for running the
Nick-
stream though, because no chance we're hitting that streaming button again.
Yeah.
It was like 2 months after that I tried to stream again.
Nick did that that giveaway or whatever a couple years ago, where he got his whole channel just yoinked.
Yeah. I remember that.
They're bad about giveaways. Yeah, you don't want to be doing any kind of raffling or
No,
Yeah.
what they get pissed about is creating giveaways to get
You,
subscribers.
it's nice that we're
Well,
talking about this because if there's people out there that are thinking about starting a channel,
So-
they need to hear this kind of stuff because they don't know the
Yeah,
fine line that we really walk.
Okay.
Don't ever do
So-
giveaways, only because legally speaking, that puts YouTube in a very big, like once you start doing giveaways, that's essentially sweepstakes, and laws
Yeah.
apply to that.
Yeah, a
depending
lot of
on the
local
region.
laws have problems with raffles and lotteries and things.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you can't do any of that.
Yeah,
And
literally the
YouTube,
reason why Nick's channel got taken down was simply because of a law in Rhode Island about concerning sweepstakes. That was really it.
Wow.
It's like
Well-
he's in France. How is he supposed to know that?
well, because
well,
he
it's not
covers the
even
globe.
that. Like YouTube, like there's different laws for sweepstakes based off of like 100 different jurisdictions just inside of the U.S. alone, and YouTube operates globally, so they
Mhm.
have to take everything into account, and they just can't. So instead of trying to manage it all and make sure everything is up to par legally everywhere that the video is being distributed, they just go, no, just get rid of it. It's not allowed. So
Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened. I guess somebody at Google was actually awake, but I'm back.
no.
I don't know.
You were there,
I don't
and
know
now
what
you're back.
happened.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started my channel, like the first year or so,
Right?
I probably had 100 videos like straight in a row that I made that as soon as I published them were demonetized the minute I published them.
What?
For almost like an entire year. Every single video was demonetized as soon as.
You're the reason why YouTube has that you can't get monetized till after 1,000 subscribers. You're the one that made that happen, right?
No, because that was in place before that, but I had got the ability to be monetized, and then still everything you publish is getting, and it wasn't just me. It was, that problem existed all over YouTube with other people too.
Wasn't that during the time period where they were actually banning a lot of open source content, like creators?
They had a lot of problems with people that talked about Linux for some reason at the time. I don't know. That was also around the time that they pretty much banned everybody that mentioned Bitcoin.
Microsoft was paying them.
They didn't want anybody to, even, like there were channels that had, hundreds of thousands of subscribers that were just banned all of a sudden one day.
Yeah.
Because we don't want people talking about that.
Yeah. I think what happened during that time period was
save the kids.
Save
the kids from Bitcoin.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably it like looking back on that time period, that's probably the best decision they could have made. Keeping kids away from crypto and NFTs was probably a good decision. And I think they probably should have stuck to their guns more about it. Because, I mean, just the amount. Well, also, so a lot of those are scams. But the biggest problem too is I don't know if you guys.
Well, the problem isn't.
Hey, I have 100 billionth of a piece of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, the problem isn't that necessarily Bitcoin or blockchain or NFTs. They're not a scam. They're just technology. The problem is a lot of the people that make content about it on YouTube are just straight up scam artists.
Oh, yeah, that's because they're trying to pump
those
up
have
their
always
Bitcoin
existed.
values.
It's just that's the easy scam to run. I'm going to create my own token. I'm going to sell it to you guys, and as soon as all of you guys put all of these hundreds of thousands of dollars into this token, I'm going to take out all the money that I staked it with, so the whole thing collapses, and I just rob everybody of their money, and then the token is worthless.
So I have a question for all of you guys. We can just talk about this. What is the weirdest sponsorship email you've ever received?
I
Oh,
want to go first.
Hold on.
All right.
KFC deodorant. I had it. KFC deodorant.
KFC
Hold on.
deodorant?
Does the sponsorship does the sponsorship offer have to be legitimate, or can we also mention scams that we've got?
Literally anything. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All the ones that I get, I've never gotten.
I've gotten a lot of scams, obvious scams.
I mentioned this last night. I mentioned this last night, but I literally got a sponsorship offer for sex toys.
I got one offer that was, and I'm not kidding, this was not a scam. Like, this was actually a legit company. Like, they reached out, talked to me, called me. They wanted me. I'm not going to mention the brand at all, or the company, but they wanted, because I mean, they were really nice people, but it was clear that they whoever was over their department of trying to do marketing, clearly was just not doing their job at all. They wanted me to promote a weed eater on my channel. They wanted me to do a review and keep the weed eater in some of my videos. And I was like,
yeah.
Just put it right there in the corner behind you, bud.
Okay.
I've heard of actually similar ones to that. Now, I didn't get the weed eater one, but I have gotten some where it's obvious the person at this company never ever even took a look at what my channel was about, because I have gotten many offers from software companies that want me to promote their software. Some of it's pretty popular pieces of software people would know about that doesn't have a Linux version. It's like, wait, what? Are you serious right now? I mean, and then, but the craziest one, I got one about men's hair care products. I was like, you have no
That was-
idea.
hey, that was-
who you contacted.
That was sent to you by your Patreon. Homie's not bald.
Is that what it was? It was a joke. A joke sponsorship offer. I thought Alex was about to say that was from me. I was trolling you.
The best scam one that I've ever gotten was this dude who was he was trying to pretend to be a microphone company, not TZ Audio, because that's a very popular scam.
Right.
Like I think a lot of us have probably seen that because
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that
I'm talking
scam's-
with them right now, actually.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, the scam artist or the actual company?
The actual company.
Good. But anyway, so it was this microphone company. I can't remember who he was pretending to be. I can't remember the company. It wasn't Audio Technica or like any of the other like big ones. I think Audio
No, that would be a big sponsorship if
Yeah.
you could get Audio Technica.
But anyway, so he was trying to pretend this audio company, but the email was completely wrong. Like, I mean, like totally blatantly wrong. So I tell him, like, I'm like, hey man, you might, if you want this scam to work, you probably need to change the email. And me and him go back and forth for like 5 minutes, him trying to convince me that he's not a scammer.
Mhm.
And then finally just explodes. I mean, starts screaming like all his emails, like dude, all caps, like every swear word, all caps. Like he's telling me how much of a piece of shit I am, and then he's linking all of like comments from my videos that like like they're not bad comments, they're not like hating on me, but like
Mhm.
they're like you could have done this video better or whatever. And he's like linking all of these in the email.
Right.
Like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? Like,
So for me, I got two of them that were scams. One was for a Raspberry Pi that they were selling on Amazon, and they wanted me to buy the Pi and then do the review, and then they would refund me the money. And I'm like, and it was one where it was literally the most expensive Raspberry Pi on the market. I'm like, what are you nuts? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then I had another one that was sent to me that was for a car part, for a Jeep. Yeah, like an accessory that you add onto a Jeep. And I'm like, these people don't even know what my channel's about. I'm like, maybe they might have been in there and maybe heard that I talked about car parts or owning a body shop before or whatever. I don't know, one of the live streams. But it was for a car part. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that either, man.
Well, I imagine a lot of these guys they get a list from a marketing company, a collection of emails. And yeah, there's a lot of false positives, I guess. They think they're marketing to like, fake auto part channels, but you're a Linux channel, right?
Yeah. Let's face it, that the button that YouTube uses to cover up your email on the about page isn't all that hard to get around by bots.
Yeah,
it's easy to get that email address.
So, I mean, the button's there to reveal it to people who want it, not to just give it out to everyone. And like that whole like methodology is like, no, if someone wants to write a script to go through and pick up a whole bunch of different content creators' emails, like that button's not a hard system to write a script to get around.
Right.
I mean, inspect element, it just shows it, so you don't even have to write something to click the button. It just is there. You can just scrape it.
Yeah. But someone in DistroTube's chat said, "Just be polite and let the dude scam you." Come on, I totally agree. Well, see, like my thing, like I have a funny policy about scammers or like annoying telemarketers. Like instead of being rude or just not talking to them, I'll sit there and give them advice about how they could do their job better.
Scam better.
Yeah,
scam better.
I'm like, look, if you're going to continue doing this, at least have some respect and put some effort behind what you do. If you're look, I don't support scamming. I think that's
all in, baby. Go all in.
You're literally a POS if you scam someone. However, if you're going to scam, my mama taught me if you're going to do anything, you do it good.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Like,
make me feel the love. Make me feel happy while you steal my money.
Well, at the very least, like if you're going to scam, at least make the scam good enough that I can't immediately know it's a scam in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But here's the thing with scammers, though. Many people don't realize this. A lot of times these scammers they don't really try to hide the fact that they're scamming, like, because they're targeting like the dumbest people on the face of the earth. Right. Yeah. So they actually want it to be many of them want it to be a little obvious that it's a scam because they don't want smart people to be taken in by it, because those are the people that might actually come back at them. They really want like the dumbest of the dumb to fall for their scam. That's their filter.
True.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I only got one because my channel is so small. I only got one. And that person wanted me to advertise a tool that he created for Linux and Windows and Mac OS.
At least yours had something to do with the content that you do.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish, because there is going to explode. The tool is one that generates random Steam accounts that I could sell.
Yeah, you can't do anything with keys. No. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, so I do have a question though. Have any of you guys been hit up for a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I got one and I don't even have a channel.
On Twitch. On Twitch. I got it on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is.
I'm serious.
What?
Wait,
what question?
I got one and I didn't even have a channel.
No.
For Raid Shadow Legends?
I have it. So here's the thing. I used to have a Minecraft channel back in the day because, it was a big thing. And I got scammed on.
Yeah, Tyler loved it.
These people that were supposed to. This used to be a thing on YouTube where they would actually supposedly push your channel, but you pay them so much a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you put them as a sponsorship.
Yeah, I got playing on Fiverr,
but no. but recently I just got an email for Raid sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends for the old channel. I'm like, they don't even have any videos anymore. Like, there's nothing.
And I got a question from a super chat from Mr. Fa.
Hi, Mr. Fa. Two.
He wants to know, is there a way to benchmark on Linux? Because he uses the user benchmark program on Windows, but he wants something for Linux.
Yes.
Phoronix Test Suite.
Phoronix Test Suite, yeah.
Phoronix Test Suite.
I mean, Phoronix is the only one I know of, but I've never used it.
It is the only one that's like credible, because the only one that's actually popular for Linux.
Yeah, well, and also just so we're clear, like that is the most comparable like suite of testing tools.
Yeah, I was going to say
Linux, what you're going to find over on Windows. Now, if you want to if you're going to be diving into Linux and doing stuff more in the terminal and like you kind of want to go that route, if you search stress testing Linux or Arch, you'll, especially if you search Arch, you're going to get like Arch wikis on stress testing and a whole bunch of people talking about it. And there's a litany of stress testing small singular terminal programs for testing your CPU, your RAM, your graphics card, all of that kind of stuff.
They're mainly targeted towards CLI.
Yeah. Well, like when it comes to Linux, if you go to the Phoronix Test Suite, or there is a couple others, but if you go to any type of regular GUI test suite and you either don't like it or you want to do something more fine grained, like on a specific aspect, like your RAM or something, the amount of CLI tools out there for doing that stuff is insane. Like you've got tons of choices.
There's even one for NVIDIA and AMD called NVBench, and the other one I don't know what it's called. But
you could also just run a fork bomb and see how long it takes before your system shuts down.
Well, the beauty of the Phoronix Test Suite is that the Phoronix Test Suite actually bundles all those neat little scripts
in one spot for you.
One program.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily a synthetic benchmark. When it says that it's doing a kernel compile test, it's actually compiling a kernel.
Yep.
Well, there is stuff that is not inside of that test suite that you will find elsewhere, but for the most part, like I would be highly surprised if someone tries out that the test suite and goes, "No, I need something else." But if you are that person,
in fact, if you're not used, go ahead, Matt.
If you want to know how good your computer is, you compile Gentoo.
That works.
And then
there you go, Matt for the win.
If you get it compiled in under like 2 days, you got a great computer.
Hey Alex, I want to piggyback off that for a second. Your best video in my opinion,
Uh-huh.
was the video where you tried Gentoo. Why were we not talking about that?
Okay. I want to give a correction here because I've watched that video. Every single screenshot, that computer's never compiling.
You're right.
That was
It's
yeah,
unpacking
correct.
a tarball.
And that was enough for me. That was
so
enough.
my
for
first
me.
time compiling Gentoo or just trying to install Gentoo was not a great experience because I was a dumbass and tried to do it in
a
a
live stream with an open chat room.
Oh no!
well,
You
no,
did
that
not
Oh,
do it.
no way.
everyone who installs Gentoo does it in a different way, and they have like a sniffer detection, thing that goes on in their brain that they know when a Linux YouTuber's installing it, so they have to go watch it. They're all in the chat. They all tell you how to install it in a slightly different way, and if you listen to more than one at a time, you're never gonna get that thing.
Okay, look, Matt's Gentoo install was made so difficult by the fact that initially it was just going to be me helping him. Then Josh was like, well, dude, I mean, obviously you got to have me there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, of course. By the end of it, we have like freaking 5-6 people inside of a call, all trying to help Matt, all giving him different advice. And this poor man is freaking out. He's like, I swear to God, if someone gives me another 6 different way to do this, I'm going to
Well, you start the installation thinking you're going to do OpenRC, but then somebody tells you, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do System D.
System D.
Yeah.
Oh, System D's the devil.
Okay. No, he went System D first. Because, that's what he's familiar with. He just didn't realize that System D does not work in the CH root.
So I'm pretty sure that first stream, Josh was actually in his car and pulled off to the side of the road just to be in the stream.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, that's right.
I was.
Like he couldn't. He was like on his way home from work or something, and he couldn't make it to the beginning of the ring. Like he's pulling over to the side of the road just so I can correct something that Tyler was having me do.
Can I just say?
Pulled over the car and then told me what I was doing wrong.
That is so Josh.
That is so Josh. That is Josh.
That's why we love him.
That should be a nerd benchmark now. If you have not pulled over on the side of the road to correct somebody's Linux install, you are not a nerd anymore.
That's right. You don't have a nerd card.
Tattoos.
What would you say?
I said, do I have to give back my nerd life knuckle tattoos?
Wow.
Because I have not done that.
One thing I wanted to add about the craziest sponsorships, because I just did think about this, and it does kind of count since patrons are sponsors.
Yes, they are. Love them.
Yep.
Thank you guys for my
I
patrons.
made a video.
Thank you.
I made a video a couple of years ago talking about this YouTuber named Roel Vandepar.
Oh, I remember this.
I remember that video.
The guy that
remember it.
uploaded 2 million videos to YouTube. It's all automated spam.
I remember that.
Yep.
And after I made that
I
video
remember
exposing
that, yeah.
his little scheme of how he's doing, he subscribed to my Patreon. Said, hey, man, I saw the video. Really liked it. Like, okay. I
What?
responded back. I was like, well, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Anything else? He responded back, yeah, could you take the video down? And I responded back,
No.
not a chance. Nope.
That's great.
So he spent money to message you to ask to clear his name.
Well, I don't know if he really expected that to work, but I mean, he asked nicely.
So
like he did say, please.
Is he still
But I was
subscribed?
like, yeah, nah, that's not going to happen, buddy.
Is he
not
still
a chance.
is he still subscribed or did
Alright,
he desubscribe?
Oh,
At
that
the
was a couple
very
years
least-
ago. I don't know how long. I don't know if he stuck around after that first month or
Look.
whatever. But
At the very least, we have to give this person credit. He was nice about it.
you know what?
Yeah.
That's why I was bringing it up. It was such an unusual kind of thing.
Yeah. So that actually brought another question to mind. What was the most surprising person that's ever subscribed to your channel that surprised you that they actually?
DistroTube.
Me too. Just when I only think I might have had what, maybe 20 videos, and he like subscribed to my channel. I'm like, holy shit! I actually felt like I arrived then. I was like, I have arrived.
I had 300 I had 300 subscribers, and in the studio they give you the top subscribers that you have in DistroTube. I was like, come on, man, that's not really DistroTube, is it? There's no way that that's the real DistroTube.
Yeah, that thought went to my head too, man. That's wild.
The surprise I had was Chris Tech, and he's a sponsor on my GitHub too.
Wow.
Look, all right,
and he's a sponsor on GitHub
kind of a
too.
Two-factor for me, because I'm like, for me, the biggest one is actually Mental Outlaw. Like when I found out that Mental Outlaw like watched my OpenBSD videos and recommended them in his own video, I was like, oh, that's insane. Like,
yeah.
So that one was like, I'd never expected Mental Outlaw, like just because I've never interacted with him. I watch his content, but I never expected that I would be ever like someone he would be interested in. Like, I just didn't. I don't really make content that I thought he would be interested in. And I'm also not a privacy focused person, like mainly anyway. Like, I kind of care about privacy, but you know, I'm not like, it's not my sole focus or anything like that. I'm not into OPSEC or whatever. So, so that one was wild. But I am lame in the sense that when you subscribed to my channel, I did screenshot it. Because I was like, this is
not the only one.
Like,
You're not the only
this
one.
is the person that I watch, and was the reason I switched and like was confident in making Linux content, and like I knew what kind of style of content I wanted to make, mainly based off of watching you, and figured out what I like about your videos. So like when you subscribed to my channel, I was like, all right, I'm doing good.
Let's all be a little honest with ourselves that when we started our Linux channels, we all had the aspirations to one day be DistroTube.
Yep.
100%.
Well,
not me.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously that's not my case either. Because 6 years ago, though, it was so different because there weren't nearly as many Linux content creators. Like it was a much smaller place. Even the ones that were doing this kind of content weren't that big of a channel. Like it was unusual to see somebody have 20, 30,000 subs for a Linux. Like I was like, man, you're a big baller in that space, because there just wasn't that. Now, you know, obviously, I mean, some of the folks here, right? They're doing big things, right? So when I first subscribed, I can't say that I had any big Linux creators subscribe to me, because there really weren't there weren't any. Like the people we were just naming, people like Chris Tech, Mental Outlaw, they weren't even around when I started my channel. So, but now I can go back and look at my analytics, and I've got a bunch of people that have 1 million or more subs that are subscribed to my channel. I don't know any of these names because I don't even know if these are real channels. I don't know if you guys have gone through and looked at the lifetime subscriber list. But I wonder how much of that is automated.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, you can like tell that they've paid one of those channels that kind of paid for their subscribers. Like they don't have any videos, or they just have one. And it's
one or two videos. Yeah.
You click on their link or whatever, their username, and they have one video, and it doesn't have any views. And it's like, how the hell you have 1.5 million subs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those will be the accounts that get scrubbed.
Even worse is the Instagram people that have like 1 million followers, and you know those aren't real followers.
Yeah.
For one thing, you're not a girl. You don't look good. Right? Come on now.
That's what I was telling Jesse and Jonathan. I'm like, if we really want to explode the channel, all we got to do is get some chick on the channel.
Well, that, or like what you do is you start, especially on Instagram, if you want to get popular, there's only like 2 ways. You need to be a model, or what you do is you just become a meme channel. You just post memes. That's it.
But I do want to briefly mention somebody that I do owe a lot of, like, my early success, kind of like you guys were talking about me shouting you guys out, and all of that. When I still had, like, I don't know, 700, 800 subs. I've only been at it for 3 or 4 months. I was trying to get to 1,000 subs, because I had the 4,000 watch hours or whatever, but you had to have a certain 1,000 subs to get monetized. I was really trying to make that push, and a YouTuber whose channel was Big Daddy Linux, Rocco over at Big Daddy Linux. He quit doing YouTube about 3 or 4 years ago, but back then he had a pretty popular channel, and he sent out a tweet and talked about it on video. Hey, let's help this DistroTube guy get to 1,000 subs so he can get monetized. So, and he really helped me
Nice.
get to that number early on.
Well,
Then I
really-
started appearing on his live streams a lot because he did a
Me,
weekly
the
live
person,
stream
the
show.
person, the person who helped me was Kuya Alex by introducing me to Kabir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kabir is a
Yep.
genius. Kabir got me to monetization status in less than 48 hours.
Legitimately, not no bullshit bot wise.
Legitimately, not illegitimately. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did his SEO magic because I had to use the special words for SEO. He did all the magic on all my videos, and at the time I had only 20 videos up,
Yeah.
30 videos
Oh,
up, and
bless you.
he
Thank
made
you.
me reach all the watch hours and the subscriber count at the same time in less than 48 hours.
What pushed me? Well, Kabir helped me with that, but what really got me a lot more subscribers was when DT shouted me out and caused the whole drama to happen in my life for a minute there. The only drama I've ever had on YouTube.
With that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not even bring him up.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here.
Because when we were talking about scam artists earlier,
Yeah.
you know, I've been around a lot of scam artists. That's why can tell you how they operate. And when I saw this guy, I was like, yeah, he definitely, like, straight up his whole life, he's probably been one.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
there's an
remember.
episode
I know who you're
distracting
talking
about
about.
that
Yeah.
But let's see.
It's funny
let's
how
see,
we all know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to,
And-
I'm
but the
supposed
thing
to
is,
subscribe to him just to see.
I didn't even mean to step in that hornet's nest. It's just that somebody sent me the video as a subscriber, and I was like, cool. And then I got to talking about it, and then it blew up, and it was just bad.
I just got a Patreon message from someone. He said, "Hey, can you take this live stream down?" I guess from the Royal Vandapar thing. I said, Nate, what are you doing sending me these messages?
Let's see here. So
No,
the
no, wait,
biggest
wait,
channel
wait, wait.
that subscribes to me is Linux and Casa, which looks to be a Spanish-speaking
Yep.
channel. So
He so I tried to get I forgot to mention that. I tried to get him on the show. He is very large in the Spanish market. He's got 6,000 subscribers, and he is amazing. He's actually really good. I can understand him because I speak fluent Spanish, but most of you guys wouldn't. And he says he didn't feel that his Spanish or his English was strong enough to be on here, but he's actually a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, I do Spanish. So
let's see. Zany is not subscribed to me. Neither is Matt. That's a disappointment. because
I
y'all
am
subscribe
too.
to them.
Don't you? No.
Oh.
I'm looking at it. I don't see
play
it.
this game.
You have to have your subscriptions public for you to appear in that list. So
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not everybody that's is going to appear.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I
sense.
am too.
but-
How do you think I get notifications every time there's a distro hacking? I gotta get in there and troll.
it's,
You can't
I
not.
want to turn the
I figured
question.
you got the notifications on Discord.
No,
I want to turn the question backwards, and I want to say, who's the person that is subscribed to you, one of your subscribers, who number one, you never thought would subscribe to you. Number two, who turned out to be a different, a better human being than you ever expected him to be, or her.
Well, that's tough because I don't interact with all of my subscribers. Like, damn, dude, come on. Like, really?
Hey.
We're
No,
supposed to know our subscribers,
not
like,
who
like
you-
on a personal level?
No, not on a personal level. I'm saying that who you contacted you back, and and the contact back was more than better than you expected.
Well, I will say this because I've interacted with probably 200 different Linuxy or tech content creators over the years. Just being in the space, people, patrons of mine, or I'm patrons of them, or we talk various platforms, or Reddit, or wherever. Maybe 2 or 3 that I would say, just are probably like horrible people in real life. And it comes across kind of obvious that they're that. But honestly, this space is mostly just genuine people that are good dudes for the most part. And I say dudes because it's mostly 97% men, unfortunately. But there are some very nice women in the space as well.
But
Yeah, I
for
remember
me,
Nixie Pixel back in the day.
yeah,
Mhm.
but for
She
me,
moved to
it was
Instagram or something like that. She does content over there now.
Yeah.
the only
Don't ask me how I
the
know that.
reason I brought up this
We all
question.
know that.
But many of them, especially the ones that have channels that do video content,
Mhm.
are a little different when you talk to them not in front of a camera like on a live stream.
Yeah. For me, once again, it would have to be DT, actually, because my camera's not on. I didn't think that you would even take a minute to talk to me because I was so small at the time, and then when you messaged
Oh,
me,
A
I
lot of
remember
times I
that.
do that is because,
Yeah.
like I said, it helped me out in the beginning. So, like, I know how much it
yeah,
helps.
it really, I was grateful for that, to be honest with you. I was like,
Plus,
wow.
I want to see everybody succeed. I want all of you guys.
Yeah, you turn out to be way
big,
cooler.
to be bigger than me. Because honestly, I don't want to do this forever.
Yeah.
But I still
see-
want people to be making content about Linux, free and open source software. So,
Carrying
I
on the
think
torch. Yeah.
we want the space to be as big as possible, as popular as possible.
And positive.
To me, the reason I brought up this question is because I wanted to throw a shout out towards my my brother in Christ over here, Snack Ops unit,
Oh,
because
thank you.
when I first started talking to Jesse over here, I never thought that we would end up collaborating and creating a podcast together. And
I approached you by Patreon because I wanted help with Zero at first, I think.
yeah,
That's how we
were
met.
gonna talk. We weren't talking about the podcast, but
No, that was a
when I
long time
mentioned the
coming.
podcast and you said, "Yeah, I'm available," I'm like, and when we started talking about spiritual things afterwards, and I was like,
Mhm.
I can't believe I found someone who shares my spiritual beliefs in the Linux world, let alone on YouTube. So I was
I've
completely
met some really
surprised.
cool people in the Linux space, obviously,
Yeah.
you being one of them.
And the podcast was successful. Wouldn't have been successful without Jesse.
I just got to remind everybody that that's the actual purpose of this whole stream, was to show how cool we actually are with each other,
we
because
are human and we are good people, and you will find good people in the Linux sphere. It's not only full of elitist mindsets
and then there's always that Tyler guy
Most
that you
of
got to
us are
watch out
just
for.
regular dudes.
yeah.
Speak for yourself. I'm an elitist.
And
No,
I
I'm
must give credit.
Oh man.
And also I must give huge credit to Tyler for something great that he did me. Like, we had a 5-hour stream with half of you guys over here were on that stream, including Josh. But that a 5-hour stream allowed me to get out of the bubble that I was living under, or the rock I was living under, that was called Zero Linux. And how badly I was treating people and how dismissive I was. It
Well, I think that's kind of the
Dude.
good thing about like
Yeah,
all like especially when it comes to like, all right, I know not everyone uses Discord, but the nice thing about Discord is like there's normally on most of our servers, if you hang around for a while, there's always conversations and text going on, but there's also normally voice calls.
Yep.
And like
Yep.
we're normally just, especially if we're sitting down at the computer and we're working on something that doesn't require us being recorded or whatever, like we're normally there just talking and anyone can
About
get on.
normal everyday
And
stuff.
we're also
yeah.
extremely open with each other. Like I don't know, like our Discord calls are normally always like very direct and like we don't I don't know. It's like we have a very open conversation on Discord all the time.
Yep.
And like that's one of the nice things about Discord. Like you can always hop in and have a conversation. Like I don't know how many times people have come into, what kills me about people on my Discord is people who are like new to like either my channel or like the Discord itself will be afraid to hop in and start talking. I'm like, just no, do it. Like
a lot of people do hop in though, and they mute and they don't even talk or contribute to the conversation. But
Well, they're.
They want
I
to
mean,
dip their toe in and see what it's like.
Right.
yeah, like
yeah,
I
true.
get muting and not wanting to like interrupt a conversation or like make sure your audio is good. Like I get all of that kind of stuff, but like when it comes to people who are scared to talk, like I'm like, I don't get that. Like, no, we're not like
not
a
gonna
closed
bite ya.
off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're not gonna bite you.
yeah, exactly. Like, come on in.
I ain't gonna
And-
lie.
and-
I was shocked. I was shocked as hell to find out that DT actually was in Discord.
You know what? I was starting to wonder if I was going to make it because Discord didn't want to play
Yeah,
nice
and
with me this morning.
I must. and I
when
must-
Tyler
I
Tyler
must-
first told me that you came to his Discord and actually played games with him on Discord, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I said,
Dude,
my
okay.
first words out of my mouth were, "But it's not FOSS. It's proprietary."
The best thing about my Discord server is Derek, you come on there and we'll play 0AD with me. Not super frequently, but pretty frequently. But because of that gap in time that we like where we don't play 0AD, there are people who join the Discord and who will like be like, I really want to play 0AD, or like I want to know when the next 0AD match is, and somebody will mention like, well, make sure Derek
It might be
comes
in
or
6
whatever.
weeks. It might be 3 months from now. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. And there are people that hear that you are on Discord and play 0AD with me who don't believe it in between those gaps and are like mind blown when they see you on the Discord. They're like, oh my God, I thought this was like a lie, a myth.
No,
Hey,
and I can
He does have a
understand why,
Discord.
because Derek talks so little in those game live streams. It's
No.
like you guys are talking. Derek throws in a word or
Look,
two.
if we're playing
separate.
0AD and if you're good, you don't have time.
you
to
don't have
spend a whole
time to talk
bunch of,
because
like,
I'm trying to figure out is my ratio of spearmen to archers the correct,
Uh-huh.
like, because you got to have some melee units, to take down the rams, but them elephants, you really want some archers.
Yep, and I need to get to tier 3 ASAP right now
So
for
DT
them
doesn't come
arsenals
kill
so I
you.
can have siege weapons. Like,
Oh, when they show up with rams and all you have is 200 archers, you just resign, right? You just
like,
Yeah,
all right,
I
look,
have-
the best game of 0AD that we have ever played was that last time where you and Josh were on a team. Because I'm telling you, I was keeping you back. I was keeping the pressure on. I was doing so good.
you talking
My
about the
army-
game where I mistakenly ended the game, like by destroying my civic center?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yep,
was.
yep.
I mean, it was a good game, but it's unfortunate that it ended by a mistake.
Yeah. Well, no, like that.
Was it a
No,
mistake,
actually,
DT?
the
Was
game
it
before
really
that,
a mistake?
Because we lost. Like we lost the game that I'm talking about because I was keeping the pressure on you, and we were coming.
Oh, you're talking about the
we were
one before
coming
that with
through
me
the-
and Big Pod.
Yes.
Me and yeah. Okay. I was about to say, yeah, the one that one you were talking about. If that was, I was like, yeah, the one where I accidentally
have a-
destroyed my
I-
civic center. It's like, yeah, it's
I
not
have
a
a question related to 0AD. I'm trying to get my dad into the game because he loves those kind of games. But
Yeah.
the problem with that, it doesn't have scenarios to play.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. There are some
It has
single player.
skirmishes. It has skirmishes, maps that you play, but not the campaign.
If
There's
you
only the
if you
demo
go into
campaign.
single player, there is a campaign mode, and it literally says scenario.
Yeah, there's some things you can do. Like-
Well, okay, let me correct that. He's on Windows, and the Windows version is called 0AD Alpha.
It's the same for
Yeah, it's the same
Mac and
version.
Linux. It's all the same version.
Yeah, well, I went to campaigns. It gave me demo campaign and nothing else, empty.
Well,
No,
it
there-
should- it should
there-
have
there's
scenarios.
something called
I'm a noob to
scenarios in
zero
it.
AD, so I have
This
no
was-
idea how to fix this for you.
Yeah.
So
I'm
let me
trying to
ask
get my
this.
dad into the game because it's literally Age of Empires 1 and 2.
I actually want to piggyback on the surprise reactions for a second too, because I remember when Steve and I brought the Zero Bytes podcast to a close earlier this year,
Yeah.
and during one of our wrap-up meetings, Steve had told me, hey, Alex over at the Linux Tube
Oh,
wants to talk to you. That Alex, for whatever reason, sought me out to add me to the Linux Tube team, and I was awestruck. I loved what Steve and I did. I did not think I was a good enough content creator for somebody to come and be like, hey, I want to add you to what I'm doing. And I got NBA drafted from 0 bytes
Wow.
over to
Well,
the
I mean,
Linux tube.
That's exactly how I felt
And
with
and
with
and the last
Matt.
episode of 0 Bytes was like, "Hey, we're back. Goodbye."
Yeah. Because,
Well,
you know,
I
think
brought
it
her
was the
back
right-
to say goodbye.
I think it was the right thing to do at the time, as weird as it was.
Yeah.
And Steve, I couldn't thank you enough for, you know, pulling me out of Twitch gaming for wasting my time and getting me into the Linux creator space.
And now you're
Yeah,
getting and
it was great, and I have news. I wanted to use this opportunity during the Christmas special
hey,
to say, ho ho ho! A
Merry
new
Christmas.
Zero Linux podcast is on the way, but it's going to be called different.
You.
It's gonna come with a new name and a new producer, and the producer is on this panel, and he knows himself.
he knows
He's
himself.
going
It's not
to
me.
It's
produce-
Matt. It's Matt. We all know it's Matt.
It's definitely
No.
not Matt.
It's
Matt's like, I'm not producing anything.
I don't
He's
want
like,
to
I'm
produce my
busy
own
self-president.
I
podcast.
want to produce my own podcast.
I
The
gotta say,
producer is
I
Mr.
gotta say
Jesse
something.
over here because he's the guy who's
I
going
am
to be
helping
teaching.
you with a theme. I am not your producer. I am
Well,
helping
I call
with
you
theming.
producer because you're the guy who's gonna help me come out of.
I was going to say,
I
Jesse's
am
got work.
helping you
Jesse's
with
got
some
work to do with
graphics.
with our
Yeah, I
podcast.
have a chat. Right. I am not Steve's producer. I have to say, you need to walk that one back, my dude. I'm just producing folders.
I call you my producer
Also,
because
like,
you're,
I'm
you're
just gonna be a
helping
mod
me.
for a second. That's what's
for me
not
a
the
producer.
let me ask a question, guys. If you were to make content about anything other than Linux, like say you decided you didn't want to make Linux content anymore, what would you pivot to?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh,
That's
wow.
super
Honey.
easy. That's
Super
super
easy for
easy
me.
because that's what it's basically what my shorts are.
Okay.
Work.
No,
Everyone you do seems to be from work.
Or telling Matt he's
Spur of the
doing something
moment
wrong.
blogs.
no. No,
No
me,
one's gonna
if
like
if
my
were going
answer,
to
but it
make,
would honestly be dead side content. I would switch over to running Windows and just play dead side all the time. I
Really?
would just make content
you know,
out.
I was thinking that too. Like, I could actually be happy just doing free and open source gaming. Like, I could dedicate a
For
channel
me-
to 0AD and be happy.
For me,
Well,
I would switch.
I'd love it.
For me, I would switch to doing like a travel escapes or something like that.
Yeah.
Travel
A
blogging.
travel vlog.
Yep.
That would be interesting too. Yeah.
Well,
Can-
actually,
can I
another
give you
thing
a
that would
hint?
be really cool, like if we want to keep it in the vein of like free and open source, like I have.
No,
thought
get away
about
from
doing
tech.
this.
Something not
Yeah,
tech related.
that's exactly where I'm at. I want to
Yeah.
get away from tech, man.
Oh,
Can I
well,
give you
I
a
mean,
hint
in
about
that case, I do have an off-grid passion, so I could easily make
Yeah.
content about putting up
Logs?
solar
Oh,
panels. building
Nate's
up
going to
your
do hunting
electrical system.
videos.
I was thinking the same thing. I could do a lot of
Exactly what I do.
outdoorsy stuff. You know, 'cause
Nah,
I-
for me,
I-
for me, if it wasn't going to be tech, I would be making spiritual videos.
that would be good.
That
too.
would be cool. Yeah,
For me, it'd be books. I'd be doing books.
I can
Like
see that.
books, fan fiction, or
Oh, that's a good idea.
manga, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, come on! You
Can I-
should,
can I also say-
Matt. You should do. If you want to talk about fiction, Isaac Asimov, all the way.
Can I also say something for a second? I just want to mention that since this is the Christmas podcast, huge shout out to Matt. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He bought me DaVinci Resolve Studio, and if people wonder why I'm here, I do a lot of edits for different people that's on this podcast.
You're going
Yeah,
to be making mine
your work,
too.
your
Nate,
work is
once I get a
saintly,
hold of
brother. Your work is saintly. Thank you so much. I guess we should be thanking Matt
So-
too if you're going to use that
It
software.
was purely selfish because he's got to edit out all of the ums and ahs out of the podcast. So
you. Well, here when you're
It's
talking
fine.
about
he
odds and
recognizes that
odds.
my audio is the best audio, even though he completely destroys my audio track every time.
Wow,
No,
was that a
but-
compliment or a backhanded compliment? What the hell?
No, but seriously, when you're talking about ahs and ums, you know that there's a piece of software on Linux that you feed the video to and will take the ahs and ums out. And Matt, you
Steve?
talked about it. Once.
Steve, find out what that software is because you go a lot.
You can do that. You can automate a lot of the cutting, but you have to be careful because sometimes it will cut things that weren't really.
You have to train
or create some weird space where that or that pause made sense. But when you remove it, it's very jarring.
The worst part about those automated systems is if your or is not completely separate from another word,
it'll clip out a whole
distinguish the cutoff time.
Yeah,
so
that's true. You have to train it.
What are you talking about, man? AI is going to fix that.
And you don't want to automate any of your video editing, to be honest, because the YouTube channels that do automated editing, you can tell, and there's a lot of weird stuff with them, and people complain. You're going to have comments about, well, that was a strange cut here, or this word was missing a syllable here.
Yeah, true.
I know a lot of people, the video editing, I know a lot of people don't even watch their videos that they edit. Like, they don't even go through the whole timeline to make sure that everything recorded correctly. Like, you know, I've seen people post videos where the camera's not working for a few minutes in their video, and they should have caught that if they'd edited the video, but they just kind of had a script that rendered it and they didn't really watch it. Or people that have no audio in their video and they still publish it to YouTube. It's like, how do you let that go?
My first few videos that I uploaded, I didn't edit.
No, that's a lot of people. That's not an Eric Dubois only. Like, a lot of people do that. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos that didn't have audio and were supposed to.
What did you say, Matt?
I said my first few videos that I uploaded on my channel, I didn't edit at all. Like, I would check the first few minutes, and if the first few minutes was fine, I just let it go because.
Yeah, me too. I was so surprised I made a video and completed it. I just put it up there. I'm like, yeah, here you go.
I'm surprised you even did it. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Originally, my channel was just for the podcast, and I was not editing that podcast. I still don't want to edit the podcast.
So what made you? So what made you want to do? What made you want to do the channel?
Nobody was watching. Well, I mean, I was only getting like listens on the audio. So I started the Linux Cast with my friend Ricky in 2017, just an audio podcast. We decided we wanted to use Linux. I stuck with it. He didn't. And then we just stopped after a little while.
Right.
It just kind of petered off. And then in 2020, I checked my Anchor statistics and I was like, people are listening to the podcast. I don't know why. They're really, really bad episodes.
Yeah.
Like, they're not edited. We recorded them on Skype. And if you've ever recorded anything on Skype, you know that the audio is just
garbage.
Utter garbage. It's so bad. So when I found out that people were listening, I was like, maybe there's something in this. So I decided to start uploading them to YouTube. And, they got a few views or whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to make some. I started using a program called ZimWiki to take notes. I was like, I'm going to make a video about this. And so I made it in one of those. And the next day I found something else. For a good 4 or 5 months, I made a video every single day. And then in March 2020, DT called my channel. I was like, I had 400 subscribers. Like, there's no way I'm going to stick with this because it's just 400 subscribers. And then in a day, I had 2,000 subscribers. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Wow.
It was absolutely bonkers. And
that's cool.
So it just got real overnight.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, because I wasn't even close to the monetization part. I had 400 subscribers. I was at 1,000 watch hours or whatever. And then the next day I was monetized or was able to be monetized. They don't prove you that fast, but it was bonkers.
When you called my channel out and you said go subscribe to him, I think I gained 600 subscribers, 800 subscribers overnight too.
No.
I totally stole the YouTubers I'm watching thing from DT.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to get to point people, and especially small content creators. I normally don't shout out people that have more than a few thousand subs because honestly, those people are probably already kind of dedicated, consistent. They're going to be all right. But I see a lot of folks that sometimes making extraordinarily good content, especially compared to some of the videos I made in the early days of my channel. Like, people have really good setups, they speak well, they present well on camera, and then they only have 200, 300 subs. It's like, dude, we got to help this guy out.
Yeah.
And then usually that little spark, just they probably would have got there anyway. You guys would have been fine. It's just a little jump start.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
It's fun
you.
to pass it along, you know. It's
Yeah,
just,
it is.
Remember DT?
if you've been helped,
Remember
you know,
DT
you got to
when?
help them out.
And
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
funny because I've been thinking about doing one of those videos myself here recently.
Okay.
But DT,
I
do
got
you
a question for
remember the
DT.
first time I came onto your channel as a guest to talk about Zero Linux and
I do.
that video is how can I say, it's the one that got Zero Linux off the ground,
Mhm.
because to this day I still see people coming to me. The reason I'm trying your distro is because I saw DT talk about you were on DT's thing, and when you talked about Zero Linux, they said we saw you on his channel, and then we saw your distro, him reviewing your distro. That's the only reason.
Well, to be fair, if anybody that watched that video, I mean, all you talk about, Steve, is Zero Linux, right? That's like
Always.
it's like you're like the arch guys. By the way, I use Arch. You're like the
No, because it was my attempt to advertise Zero Linux. How do you advertise a product if you don't talk about the product all the time at the time? And then I had you on my channel. We reversed roles, and I had you on my channel. That was the very first video that reached 1,000 views in 3 days. That was the only video, and still the only video that reached that point. I have a video that I had since the beginning of the channel that just crossed 6,000 views, because I have it as the welcome video for the channel, because it's the intro video for the channel. That's the only reason it got to 6,000. It's because they're forced to watch it. So
one thing about your content, Steve, and for Matt as well, because you did the podcast, the Linux Tube, obviously, you know, these long form podcasts, you know, a lot of people tend to listen to them as audio, and YouTube is not a great place for
that's why we put them up.
Nobody would listen to the audio. I
Yeah.
canceled it.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's one, and you get punished because of the way the YouTube algorithms work. You know, they want watch time as far as a percentage of how long people stick with a video, and keep posting really long videos. A lot of people don't stick around.
So what I've been doing,
and YouTube punishes you for that.
Unless you add chapters.
Yeah.
What I've been doing,
chapter and leave.
What I've been doing to get money out of it, for to get more views for them, is I've been cutting up into shorts and having them be posted throughout the week when we do.
A lot of people will do separate channels too. You know, like all your shorter stuff that's only like 10 minutes or whatever, have that as a main channel, and then do all the long form content on a separate channel. So
like Brody,
you're not punished if it's all on one channel. Yeah.
Yeah, like Brody. Brody has Tech Over Tea for the long form, and the other one.
Well, you don't get punished for long. Like, so the problem is when you're only doing one. If you can, like, now this is extremely hard to maintain, but if you can post shorts, videos, and a live stream every day, YouTube won't punish you for that.
Yeah,
like
that's a lot of work.
Right. The way that I found it,
a lot of content.
3 videos a day. You do that. Let us know how that works.
Yeah. You'll stick with that for a very long time.
For a couple weeks now, with my system being down and me diving into Nix OS, I have been doing that lately. But you
automate the process,
and you potentially becoming a manager, that will give you less time.
Then you'll be that guy that DT covered.
You'll be another Roel Vandepar if you're doing that.
So a couple things. First, George Castro, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Second of all, I completely forgot what I was going to say. That's why you don't do two things at once, because you completely lose. Also, once you turn 40, you can't remember shit.
Oh, 40. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh. Hey, we crossed that bridge.
He's an old man now. Where's your cane? Where's your long gray beard?
I have a cane. It's like right here. Don't test me.
Don't test me.
I'm closer to 40 than not, but I'm still, flirting with it gingerly. I'm not quite there.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Me neither. I'm 53 years old and I work at a steel shop, man. Just all day long, man. Climbing on steel, moving steel.
That's why I look up to you, Kuya.
You gotta stay fit, dude. He's
I
gonna
see
like.
that there's a
How
future
is he gonna
ahead of
end up
me.
being
I
like
don't
one of
see
those
something
70-year-old
dying.
dudes who's like doing runs upstairs?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Like running a mile every morning.
I work on an average of 14 to 15 hours a day, so that's why I don't actually record too much content.
Right.
That's why he's bald too.
My job title is stakeholder, so I'm basically on call 24/7.
Yeah, I work
But
a full.
I want.
I work a full 8
I want-
hours,
I
and I
want
come
to-
home and make a video every day
Yeah.
usually.
And I want to say also thanks to someone who deserves it, Matt over here,
Mm-hmm.
because when I reached out to him and I said I would, he sent an open invite for somebody to be a third person to be part of the podcast, and I threw my candidature to him, and I was like, yeah, he's not gonna accept because I'm selfish and I talk about Zero Linux and nothing but Zero
What?
Linux. And
Never.
yeah, and yeah. Thank you, Kuya. and then I was like, he's gonna throw me a cold one, and so I gave up. And then the next minute, I see him telling me, "Hey, yeah, if you want to be part of the podcast, why not?" I was like,
I ended up
"Oh,
with
no, I
two
don't
of you
believe
guys
you."
doing jobs at the
Nobody
same
says yes to
time.
me.
What were you thinking, Matt? And how much Tylenol do you take before you start the show?
It's
No,
been
no. Ask me how much Tylenol I take after the edits.
Oh, really? You cut my ahs and ums out. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
he's also editing this.
You're gonna
No,
edit this?
no. I'm giving this to Jonathan. 100%.
Okay, but Nate, seriously, Nate, if you are willing to help me out with editing my future videos for my comeback, let me know.
Matt's over there like, oh
because-
my god.
No, I'm gonna admit
the look
I'm gonna
of
admit
horror
one thing
on
here,
Nate's
and
face.
Yes.
it's
Sorry,
no,
Steve.
it's not about me being lazy to edit videos. I literally have a health situation that's called extreme anxiety attacks when it comes to editing.
No
I
one likes
cannot
editing
edit
videos too.
I try.
Yeah.
No one does. Yeah.
Except
Editing
for
especially
those people who want to do it like for a
Yeah.
living, those are the folks that like to actually do it. But be
Mhm.
like being part of the deadliest catch. You don't last very long.
Yeah, I tried editing.
I
my
wanna go
videos,
do
and
that.
You guys are right. My ahs and ums, if you put them together all together, they
It's half the
span, like,
video.
half the video. Yeah.
So I did that a lot when I first started. I was a big ums guy,
Mhm.
right? I said a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually Googled how to stop yourself from saying and the best way to do it is just to shut up. When you think you're going to
Close your
say
mouth.
just be quiet.
Mhm.
It's much easier to cut out a silence than it is to cut out an So
This is what I was going to do.
Well,
This is what I was
also-
going to do because that's what Tyler
also
told me
whenever-
you did.
Also, one of the biggest things too is, especially if you're trying to edit a video, is if you think you're going to say and you're quiet, don't move your head. Stay there, because you can actually jump cut to that part, and it makes it look seamless to where like you're like
And
boom,
we're
boom,
giving
boom,
out
boom.
all
Now
the
your points are
trade
in a row.
secrets now, aren't we?
I
Thank
think
you,
the
Nate.
filler
But-
words are a big deal for a lot of people.
They
I
are.
know that.
Everybody
still do-
suffers from them. We all do.
I just transitioned to different filler words, so I don't say as nearly as much as I used to. Now I say and I used to say going
Yep.
through a lot, like all the
Well,
damn time.
Also,
It was
transition
nuts.
words are fine. The problem is most people overuse them naturally. So you have to train yourself to be quiet most of the time and also not overthink it to the point where you're not even natural in normal conversation because you won't say a but or an because that's normal. Like there is a certain level of pausing and filler words that is natural, and then there is also using it way too much because you're trying to think about what you're saying, and that's also that's why I tell people if the easiest way to stop yourself from cutting out filler words
Mhm.
is to record yourself and force yourself to edit do 3 separate recordings, a minimum of 10 minutes each, and go through and edit all of the ums and ahs out.
Yeah, you'll
And
hate
will
it so
learn-
much you wouldn't want to do it anyway.
Well, no, like what it does is it gets you upset at how much you use it. As long as you're overusing it, it will get you upset. You will learn through editing why you're saying it. Like either you're overthinking you being recorded at that moment, or because I mean you remember you recording it. So you'll remember all of the things that are making you cause or making you say that, and then you can stop that. You can address that, and also you learn other filler words like through editing that. You'll learn other things, like you'll have other ideas for what you could say if you need to do that make it seem much more natural.
My problem
this is advice from
I
Zany
have the word
after
in
10
English
p.m.
in my head, but as soon as I want to say it, it tries to come out in Arabic or French.
So for me, when I notice I start doing the uhs or the ums is when I'm in the middle of trying to think of something because something threw me off. It's like it's like I need to learn to shut my mouth so it doesn't come out. So I'll be like maybe humming.
Like that. Like that video you did with the Linux commands and it kept messing up.
The which one?
The Linux commands.
Yeah.
For the new users, and it kept messing. You were like, I don't know what's happening.
Why didn't that work?
What's funny is
What do you mean command not found?
Exactly.
Or you reboot your Gentoo install and it doesn't boot, and you're like,
And it turns out that I kept fat fingering or misspelling something because I'm horrible at typing. I'm horrible at typing, and it always when I'm trying to do it live, I'm like shit.
And another reason, that causes,
because you remember when you were trying to set my system up, and like there were multiple times where you would run a command, and I'm like, no, brother, there's no cap, like not the capital, like it's all lowercase, like or like you would go like. Because, like, you know, we were talking about how some program names have hyphens in them.
Yeah.
And then you would, every time I would give you a command with a flag, you'd be like, you would like either start typing it and then backspace or just pause and you'd sit there for a second and be like, so.
One of the things with command line utilities too, when you read tutorials about certain command line utilities, you can tell that some people that are writing like articles and blog posts and things on these things, they don't realize that there are slight differences between the GNU core utils and the BSD utils. And the same command can have different flags depending on
where you're
which one you installed.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you'll try to use a flag that is right there in the documentation, but it doesn't work.
So
why don't I have that flag?
Guys out there in the chat, man, just know you listen to us, man, who have been using Linux for quite a while. We still have issues. We got issues, man. We got issues.
Well, that's why.
And another reason that causes, especially me, to say ahs and ums is when I'm fiddling around to change scenes in OBS and I want to show my desktop versus my window.
Yeah, it's always a
I do it all
concentration.
via keyboard and mouse. But thanks to Josh over here for introducing me to OBS base or whatever it's called.
WebSockets?
Again.
Yeah, he did.
On the iPad, and now I don't have to fiddle with anything. It's just a click of a
the
button on
WebSockets.
the iPad.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this new thing that Josh told me about really
what's it
solves
again?
my ums and ahs.
I don't have to fiddle with anything and lose anything because the thing is in my lap and I can just switch scenes without having to fiddle with the key bindings, looking for the key binding on the keyboard or try to move with the mouse, find my mouse, click the right thing and click the transition and everything. It's just on the iPad.
Yeah, you have a Elgato without paying the price of Elgato.
Exactly.
Okay, so I have an Elgato. It's a piece of.
Is it really?
The Stream Deck thing is it's mostly useless. But you can there's Deckmaster. You can use it on Linux.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine and it works good. But I'm so used to doing it with a keyboard, right?
And honestly, if you were going to get a Stream Deck, why not just get a dedicated little macro keyboard just for your OBS command or whatever?
Well, actually,
all right. I'll explain why.
Actually, you can do it on a
you can
tablet
put
too.
pretty pictures on the Stream Deck.
Nate has,
instead of having
Nate has a monitor to do it.
So that
Goodness.
justified,
Put it on tablet.
instead of spending $30 on a little macro keyboard, spending $200 on that, because we all know that we're gamers and tech enthusiasts. We need RGB and pretty.
And
Everything.
pretty. We need purdy.
We need pretty
RGB,
everywhere.
and I got 18 macros on this keyboard, and this keyboard is from 2005.
Well, there you go.
Well, if
So
you were a true Elgato fanboy, you would know that that's not enough. You
Yep.
need a Stream
Yeah,
Deck.
yeah. There's
Also,
even a keyboard.
should-
You're
wait,
not
you don't need
sponsored
you don't
without
need
telling
the
us you're not
Elgato.
sponsored.
Yeah.
There's a keyboard. There's a keyboard where the entire keyboard is plastic keys, which with nothing behind them. You can give them any icon you want. The entire keyboard
You can get a
that existed in
keycap set for any
2005 and
keyboard
died
like
in
that.
2010.
Yeah.
If you're using a
Hey,
mechanical
Steve,
keyboard, you
Steve,
can
I
just
can buy some,
create
I
your
can
own
buy stickers
keycaps.
too.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not stickers. It's an actually backlit keys that where you can. It's exactly like the Elgato, but
I
it lived
know.
only for 1 year. It got discontinued the year after that because it was too expensive. It was $1,000.
Yeah, for a while,
What
ZSA,
the hell?
For the very end.
ZSA, who makes my Moonlander keyboard,
Yeah.
for a while they were offering the ability to just order one half of the keyboard because it's a split keyboard. So if you wanted like a third section, like a second left-hand section, that could be a dedicated macro keyboard for controlling something like OBS. I think they discontinued that because there weren't that many people interested in just having the one half.
I cannot
But
imagine,
it was available for a while.
I cannot imagine how horrible my typing would be on a split keyboard. It's already bad enough. I can't imagine.
It actually
If it was bad, it's still going to be bad. It won't change.
It'll be way worse.
Probably
I'll
won't
be
get
like, what the
better
hell
either.
is that damn key? I'll be hitting in the middle in between them. I'll be hitting on the desk.
Something
only-
high tech Dvorak.
The only difference to a split keyboard is it trains your, because like you're very used to using like doing this kind of like motion with your hand for like other key bindings.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're
And
no longer
like a
going
lot
to
of
reach
people
with this hand to hit Y because Y is now on that. Right.
Exactly. Like,
For me, it was B. So
If-
I just recently bought a Moonlander. Thank you, Derek. I spend so much money because
Of you?
the old guy buys stuff.
Yes.
I have a
ZSA has gotten
trackball
$1,000 from
president.
me just in keyboards.
Yeah, no, I bought one because Derek said it was good, and
Mhm.
and I can't not do it. So I bought one, and for me, the key that bugged me the most was that for whatever reason, I type B with my right hand, but B is on the left side of the keyboard.
Right.
And what I noticed is when the thumb clusters, because on a regular keyboard, you have that gigantic space bar.
Right.
And I realized I had only ever used one thumb ever to hit that space bar. So one thumb on this hand never did anything. So I was essentially typing all that time for years and years, my whole life, with just 9 fingers.
Mhm.
Because one thumb I just didn't do anything with. Now I'm forced to actually use all 10 fingers, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I've pretty much given up on trying it. I've put it back in the box, but I'll be stubborn and get it out again.
Because you
it-
spent
it-
money on that thing.
It was
They're
expensive.
Not, yeah, they're not cheap.
The thing though is that it's not my most expensive keyboard, so I can't.
Yeah.
You have a more expensive keyboard?
I have a custom mechanical keyboard that I built. It was over $500.
Wow.
crap.
It typically is when you build your own. A lot of people will, on my videos about the Moonlander and the Ergodox and all these ZSA keyboards, they're like, man, that's so expensive, $365. I'll just
come
build my own. And I always tell them in the comments, yeah, good luck with that.
Wait.
Like, they think they're going to save so much money unless you already have the soldering iron and all the equipment.
So
and-
I got a question. Why do they not sponsor your channel?
I haven't asked them to. For one thing.
They should be asking you.
But
As much money as you spent on their stuff.
But they are very friendly to me. Let me be clear. They actually featured me on their website in an interview one time. They actually do. I don't know if I got one this year. Last year, they sent me a Christmas card with a little gift.
Aw, nice.
So, yeah. They're
And I
friendly
just
people.
say,
When we talk about
micros-
people in the Linux space, obviously not necessarily Linux, but the ZSA guys, they're good people too.
Yeah, those folks.
Can I
I
just
think
say
people who
for
get into
macros?
the
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell.
Well, the thing
Thank-
about I mean, like you got to think about it from their perspective.
Josh,
Like,
don't even try.
Warren,
Josh, don't
why
even try.
sponsor somebody who's already a customer and who
Yeah.
spent
I
thousands
mean,
of dollars?
I already tell people, hey, go buy this keyboard. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
He's already given them so much
You're
free
doing the
publicity.
job.
Well, I mean, he got me to buy the keyboard, so I can't be the only one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The people who look at that price for the Moonlander and like that don't know what if you once you get into the custom mechanical keyboard scene, you realize just how much you can spend on a keyboard.
Okay.
Thousands and
Oh,
thousands
yeah,
of
yeah,
dollars.
yeah,
on
yeah. Oh,
keyboards.
yeah.
Guys,
Clear. At
I
least I know for a fact Matt has spent over $1,000 on keyboards in 1 year.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I've done that. So it's,
Yeah.
that's
It's
easy
not
to do.
hard.
That's
It's not even
hard.
hard. Like you don't have to buy that many.
No.
And then
Yeah,
you go
but
into
guys-
keycaps and switches and
You see that little flashy keyboard back there, that little 40% keyboard?
Yeah.
That's the ZSA Plank, which has since been discontinued. I paid $270 for that thing. So
And folks-
between that and the Moonlander, that's $650 just sitting here on these two discs right now. I've got the Ergo Docs at home.
And folks out there, if
That's
you're listening,
$365.
and folks, if you're out there listening, this segment has been brought to you by ZSA.
Hey, but that I've got other
Hey.
keyboards that are not ZSA. That's the thing. When we talk about keyboards, yeah, there's a lot of money that gets tied
Yeah,
up into
but-
these.
Hey, DT, I got a question
I
for
used
you.
to be
I got
I
a
used to be a
serious question.
blogger, a constant blogger, and people would think, yeah, you've been doing blogging for like 15, 20 years. You must be typing without even looking. Well, to this day, since I had a computer to this day, my first computer was in 95.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
To this day, I still type like this. And I keep looking at the keyboard because I cannot memorize the keyboard. I type
Yeah.
like this.
Yo, you're a PEC typer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of comments on my videos sometimes. People like, when I start typing, I look down at the keyboard because I have to see where to place my hands. And the
Yeah.
reason I do that, a lot of people don't realize like the magic of trick photography. Like I am at a 45-degree angle looking at this camera right now to where my keyboard is. So when I twist to go to the keyboard, I have to look at it because I have no idea where the damn thing is. And,
Located at.
yeah, they think I'm right in front of it and I got to look down like
Not to mention our
heck or whatever. No, I just need to see where the keyboard is before I start typing.
Not to mention our generation didn't grow up with keyboards in our hands.
No.
Yeah.
Well, like my thing is like my keyboard, I have to look at it because I'm actually used to 65% keyboards because that's what I normally use if I'm like going out somewhere or I've got another keyboard other than this one. So anytime I'm using a full size keyboard, even though I'm used to this one, I still have to look at it. Like I don't have to look at it to continue typing after a minute, but I have to look at it to get started.
Put
Like,
your
I can't
hands,
not.
yeah.
Yeah,
And not every
you get
keyboard's going to
yourself
have the little,
oriented.
not every keyboard has the little raised humps for
Mm-mm.
J and what's the other key? F. The two keys that have the humps so on the home row
Mm-hmm.
to help you
Know where your
F is
placement
the-
is.
like if it's all just flat keys, like on a lot of mechanical keyboards, unless you specifically ordered the ones with the humps, you may have nothing but flat keys on it. So
Well,
unless you look, it's very hard
It's
to
hard
figure out
where you are.
Different profile keycaps
But
also.
for me on
Some
the
people
phone,
have.
people find it
Yeah.
weird that I swipe type. There's this swipe
Oh, no.
keyboard.
That's so easy.
Yeah, on your
That's-
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the swipe typing, but I cannot type on my keyboard. I have to peck type.
On your phone?
No, on my phone it's swipe,
Okay,
I
okay,
use-
okay.
Yeah.
but on my actual computer keyboard I peck type. And when I say to you guys, I don't like window managers because it relies on key bindings a lot.
This makes
Not
a lot
all
more
the
sense.
time, but a lot because I peck type and I don't remember where the keys are, and I have to keep doing some hand gymnastics to do the.
Steve should
the freaking
use
key bindings.
Emacs.
That's
Is
why I
what
can't do it.
we're saying here.
Yes.
He would
Emacs.
love key chords. Control C, Control C, Control X.
Yeah.
Steve, here's your new keyboard.
Thank you. That is
There you
good.
go.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm a hybrid. I'm a hybrid peck typer. I can sometimes I'll catch myself peck typing, but then I switch back to the other one. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I
My
got a
funny
super
thing
chat I
is-
want to mention just briefly. His username is Anonymous X, and the X is the Twitter logo. Okay. Well, I appreciate the super chat. He says, I watch you from Saudi Arabia about 4 years. Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
Oh,
I got a legit question for you.
which begs me to.
Hold on,
to-
Steve.
to
Hold on,
mention
Steve.
this.
Hold
Steve,
on,
hang
Steve.
on,
Hold on.
hang on.
Hold on.
Other people
hold
got
on.
to talk.
I got a legit question. Since TT was talking about how expensive his keyboards were, have you done the thing that I've done where I've actually insured my stuff? Because I'm afraid if I get it.
you know,
fired.
I haven't, but I have considered it. I have
Oh.
considered it.
Hobby
What?
insurance.
You
that's
have
the
your
thing.
keyboards insured?
If somebody broke into
Yeah.
this office and stole like just my Moonland, we already thought that's $650. They just stole the
Yeah.
keyboards,
Yeah.
which is easy because they're small.
Mm-hmm.
Would I want that insured?
Anything over $100.
I mean,
The renter's insurance is something that if you have a lot of tech and a lot of gear, and especially if you live in places where there are hurricanes and
Mhm.
stuff.
Or
yeah,
tornadoes,
Like
like
bigger
Oklahoma.
cities with crime.
Yeah.
or all the above,
Or,
Yeah.
or both.
like me.
And me. Well, I don't get hurricanes.
The good news is I live in the middle of Michigan where there's nobody else living, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get less snow,
Oh.
though.
It just means I leave the house
Yeah,
even less.
in the end, I thought,
House even
yeah,
less.
I decided it wasn't really that worth it for me. I mean, if somebody stole this stuff, I'd be upset. But would it be the end of the world? No, I just have to order more keyboards.
You
But,
just have to start off with the Chinese
That
knockoff.
no brilliant plan.
yeah, no.
I just have
Get-
to order more.
Plus, if somebody stole a keyboard, man, they
They
must
need-
really need that
they-
keyboard.
yeah, really.
Hey, they were a lot more hard up than I am. So hey, you enjoy that
Yeah.
keyboard, buddy.
Yeah.
Here's how I look
Hey.
at it, though. Go ahead, Jesse. I know you're going to say something.
No, it's okay. Finish your thought and then I'll jump in.
Oh, I was going to say, here's the way I look at it. I hope they steal mine so I can claim the insurance to get something better.
Well, here's the
Okay,
thing
that's a
with
valid way to
these
go.
with these
Perfect
keyboards.
excuse to buy more.
These keyboards never die. I've had my Ergo Docs now for probably at least 4, maybe 5 years now. Never had an issue with it. No dead keys, nothing weird with it. It's just worked the entire time. I've never had to do anything other than when I first bought it, reprogram a couple of keys to do different things in the defaults. And that's been 5 years ago. Moonlander, I've had it for probably 3 years maybe now. Same thing. Never had an issue with it. I don't know if these keyboards will last forever, but they seem rock solid. And I don't like, unless somebody stole it, I don't think it's ever going to break to the point where I have to buy something else. I think like you said, somebody needs to steal it so I can buy the latest and greatest keyboard.
Because they have a new low profile one that looks really cool.
I'm going to get it eventually. I've
Very
got
tempted.
another low profile keyboard from a different company that I need to look at on camera before I order me a ZSA one, though.
I saw
But yeah.
I'm
somebody do a
gonna
video.
jump
on it.
in for a second, go back to something that I didn't get to join in on.
Mhm.
And when we were giving advice to, new would-be creators and people who might think they want to enter the space, I suffered for this and I'm working through it. The worst thing you can do is as a content creator is just not create content because you think it's going to be bad. Make that hit the record button. All of us will say it. I'm sure we all have videos like this. Make that crappy video. Put up the badly edited video. You will get better, whether it's from your own
Or
criticism,
non-edited in my
whether
case.
right.
Hey, even
Like,
just
make
record it
that
on your
bad video.
iPhone or whatever you happen to like.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just yeah.
And don't delete it 6 times. Put it up and let it sit there.
Yeah.
Good advice.
People will make fun of you at first, and it's cool. Just have thick
it's
skin.
But in the end, it's all still
engagement with
views.
his views.
Mhm.
Yep.
I already got haters
Now-
before I even started, so
I know we're having this great conversation and all, but I just took a look at the Voyager from ZSA. Oh,
It's awesome.
My
I know. I'm eventually going to get it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's like you gotta have one. Like I didn't even like the Moonlander because I'm not used to the split keyboard. Couldn't get used to it, but I still want one.
But here's the thing: when you get used to the Moonlander, you can use all of them. Like it's so easy to go between the Moonlander, the Ergo Docks. I'm sure it's going to be the same for the Voyager because they're all very similar as far as the layouts.
The one that the Primogen has, that's the Kinesis that has kind of like the curved thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that, but it takes up a lot of room because it's not actually like a 2 pieces.
It's too big. The Ergo Docks is also a little big too. It's slightly bigger than the Moonlander. And the Moonlander, if you have the wrists out, is really deep. So if you got a small desk, you're probably not going to want to use the wrist rest.
I'm not going to lie, man. I visit ZSA's webpage probably about 2 or 3 times a month, and have gotten to the point where I've almost clicked the buy button myself on the Voyager.
It's less than $400.
But the Voyager, if space is an issue, the Voyager's neat because instead of the 6 keys on the thumb cluster like the Ergo Docks or the 4 on the Moonlander, now they've reduced it to just 2 on the thumb cluster. And as far as the rows on the each split, they've reduced that now to just 6. So that's much smaller than the Ergo Docks and the Moonlander as far as space. And so no wrist rests either. So
yeah, there's one from someone who does the 3D printing thing and then sells it to other people that has a trackball built in. I want to try it.
A trackball?
Like I really want to try it. I don't think it would get me away from the Elecom Huge, but I still want to try it.
I have never used a trackball. I don't understand what the fascination is with it.
Once you go there, you never leave them behind.
It's really a lot better on your wrist. Switching really saved my wrist a lot.
Really?
Let's see. I've got this trackball for like general use. I've got this trackball here that I use. I actually mostly use this trackball for like.
Is that the game ball?
No, this is a Kessington.
Because the only hardware that I've ever had someone send me as a company was something called the Gamer Ball. It was supposed to be a trackball for gaming. It was just,
do you still have that, by the way?
Yeah, I have it around here somewhere.
Okay. I kind of want to see if I can get that off of you because this thing is great and all, but it's 2.4 gigahertz wireless, which I've got way too much stuff broadcasting on that frequency in my little house at this point.
You want a wired one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find it. I'll ship it to you.
Okay, that works.
Have any of you guys tried the System 76 launch?
Yes.
No.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Because I'd love an excuse to support them hardware-wise.
The big benefit of it is that for the price and the build quality, it's actually really reasonable. And it's also QMK. So, which basically means that you can reprogram every single key that you possibly want.
Nice.
And it's better than VIA.
It is better than VIA, which this keyboard here works through VIA and sucks.
You regret your life choices every time you have to change a key? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You're like, I could have done so much better.
The big benefit of this keyboard, though, is that it was only $30, and it's a Keychron. And you're like, it's not that bad of a keyboard, to be honest with you.
I got my keyboard.
I could firmware define my Dvorak keyboard compared to, having to do the software definition.
I got my keyboard from somewhere in Germany. It's nice and slim. I can't get it up there to show it, but anyhow, it's nice and slim, and it's small and it's light. And I think the problem is it's too small for me with my big hands. So I need to get a little bit bigger of a keyboard. And then maybe I could type just a smidge better, but I like it, and it plugged right up and it worked just fine, flawlessly. And I was like happy for that because I always seem to have issues with my keyboard working 100%.
There's a lot of people out there right now who are watching this. Like, how could you? There's people who went on Amazon, needed a keyboard, spent $10, and have been using it for the last 20 years, and they're like, "You spent $600 on a keyboard?"
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
I'll tell you, one of the biggest benefits.
We're all nerds. We're uber nerds.
When I bought the Ergo Docks, which was the first CSA keyboard I bought all those years ago, the fact that the arrow keys were all in a straight line and I could arrange them in the Vim motions.
Yeah.
Just like because I never realized that when you're moving around with Vim motions, obviously they're all 4 right next to each other. But on a standard keyboard, you got the little 3 at the top, 1 at the bottom, or vice versa, or whatever. And, it just for consistency's sake, it makes so much more sense the way I use arrow keys now than the way I would use it on a generic 110 keyboard.
This mouse, nothing special about it. It's not a trackball, first off, but it has no buttons and no it's a sensor mouse, right? You tap with your fingers and stuff. This tier alone was like $100.
That's
also like having layers.
Huh?
If you've never had a keyboard that had layers,
Yeah,
it's so nice to just be able to obviously, if somebody wanted different keyboard layouts, like if you switch from a standard QWERTY keyboard to Dvorak or whatever it happened to be, like if you were switching between the two and you were comfortable, you could actually do that quite comfortably on one of these kinds of keyboards if you set it up that way. Or different language keyboards, standard English US keyboard, maybe you've got, I don't know, some other language that where the keys are, in a different order. So it makes that easy too.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people don't understand too that we wound up buying a ton of money, even on just like mouse. This mouse is the MX Master. I spent $100 on this thing just because it's good for editing. With the scroll wheel on the side is amazing. And
MX Master
a lot of people
really
just spend.
nice.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand.
Elcom Huge has the tracks on the scroll wheel on the side. Sorry, I'm a fanboy.
What surprises
The thing
me
for
is
me
the
is
keyboard-
if Logitech made an MX Master trackball, I would be done. Like I could never go back to it like this regular mouse movement. The problem is the horizontal scroll on the side is beautiful, and it's really hard to get over having those buttons and that scroll wheel like right on the side. Like I could use a trackball that had those on the side. There's just no one making that right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get solved.
What if I
Eventually.
told you? What if I told you on my MX Master first one, not even the second or the third, the first one, I have the horizontal scroll wheels, but I never ever got to use them, and now they're sticky and they don't even spin.
Ugh.
Quit eating Cheetos while you're using your mouse.
Yup. Yup.
I remember the old mouse, the mice that had the ball on the bottom. You had to clean it out every other day because of all the lint and crap that used to get into it. And you're in there blowing it, and then you realize how much gunk actually comes off your hand while you're cleaning your mouse.
Well, that's with trackballs. That's switched to the trackball. Now I
Yeah,
have to
just
clean
go
the
doing
trackball
that.
Yep.
And like Zany said, once you use a trackball, I cannot get myself get used to the regular motion of a mouse.
So note to self,
Cannot get
Alex
used to
got to buy a Moonlander or Voyager because I've been looking at either of those, and I also got to buy a trackball and give it a try and look like.
I'm telling you, man, Elcom Huge. It's the way to go. Sorry.
Yeah, try those.
Okay.
Try
okay,
those keyboards with no characters on them.
So if you want to cheap out on trackballs, Logitech still makes like the old that same old I think they call it like the M70 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
you can get off of Amazon for like $20, and then you can pick up that, and it's $20. So yeah, I mean it's not like money that you can find off the ground, but it's not exactly expensive. And then. Or if you don't like the thumb ball, you can get this mouse here. This Kensington Orbit is only like $30.
Really? Only 30
Yeah.
bucks?
$30.
When it comes to trackballs, the
It's
thing
wired,
is that there's two different kinds, and there are
Yeah.
two different people who like them. So if if you're the finger tracker, so you're using either the index or the middle finger to move it around, or you're the thumb tracker who has it on the side. Usually you're not both. So you're going to like either one or the other.
Yeah.
So I found that I like the finger tracking better. Some people like the thumb better. So you're going to also, they have a break-in period. Like if you're just switching, you almost certainly have to use it for a week or two to get really accurate, because it does get more accurate over time as it picks up oil and stuff off your finger.
right.
And move around better.
Oh, I sucked so bad at 0 AD the first 2 weeks or so after switching to a trackball, because it just trying to quickly move characters around
Oh
was
my goodness.
so hard, so difficult. Like I had to really think about what I was doing, and now it's second nature.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
like
and
I can't play 080 with this mouse. I tried. I just can't.
Oh, I play everything with my Kensington Expert, even first-person shooters, and I'm not horrible at it. Surprisingly, you would think it's just a horrible gaming mouse. I do okay.
I'm right there with you. I play
Oh,
City
no.
Skylines and several other ones with trackball. I never put a regular mouse on.
Really?
Yeah, same.
Well, I'm gonna have to try it, man. You guys have convinced me. I'm gonna have to try it.
Okay, I did not
Trackball-
know that the MX
especially-
Ergo was a thing. I thought there was like
Yeah.
a mouse that was like
That's what this is. This is the MX
This is
Ergo.
MX Ergo. That's the
Wait,
MX
wait, hold
Ergo.
it up again, Josh.
That's the MX Ergo.
I was.
wow.
You must have shown it off while I was too busy being.
So where's the
like,
ball
you
at
know,
on the
in love
side?
with their page.
It's on the side, and you
It's
can
on the
tilt
side.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's-
see.
It also has a tilt stand that you
Yeah.
can like.
Yeah.
Tilt stand here.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's just done with a
ergonomic.
magnet.
Yeah, it's just on there with a
ergonomic.
magnet.
It's really
Oh,
good.
nice.
Now, if you don't want to go, if you want an ergo mouse that isn't a trackball, Logitech makes one that is like straight up and down that you move
Yeah, yeah.
around. I've never tried it. It feels like it would hurt my
It's
wrists.
terrible.
No,
but
It just doesn't
terrible.
seem natural.
As Josh can attest, as Josh can attest, this position of this mouse is
No,
so
like,
ergonomic. I
it is-
never
It
suffered.
is super comfortable.
Yeah,
Super comfortable. Yeah.
I have one around here somewhere. I just don't care for the thumb tracking.
It's
I'm a more
not,
finger
it's
tracker guy.
$100 to this day. It didn't depreciate.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
been
damn,
$100
that's
since I
$100.
bought
I'm not
it
going to have any.
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
I'm
That's
just
interesting.
over here
Hurt my
chilling with
wallet.
my $10 Booga mouse from Five Below.
Booga.
Well,
I thought you were going to say the free mouse that
mic.
came with the computer.
Yeah, mine's connected to be a
I've still got a normal
PS2. It's
person
great.
mouse too.
No, even my cheap mouse has to have the RGBs.
Oh, this one is the RGB.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that's a Logitech. That's another Logitech.
Yeah.
Well, so I bought this. Okay, this is for first-person shooters. When it was first came out, it's the Razer Death Adder
Mambo.
Elite 2 or V2 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
This thing was $129,
Yeah.
Jesus
and
Christ.
it is like very simple.
Oh, come on.
What?
Mice are almost exactly like keyboards,
Keyboards,
Alex.
yeah, you're right.
You
Yeah.
want to spend
Yeah, you're right.
thousands
you're
of
right.
dollars on it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because switches are a thing. Like
Yep.
if you're like a professional gamer or whatever, you really do pay attention to what switches it has, the actuation, the sound,
Yeah. Yeah.
with the weight of the mouse. I mean, right now the weirdest ones, and I can never get used to it, is those mice that have the holes in it. Like they really light, and they're like
Mhm.
you can see through them. Like I don't get it,
Yeah, it's-
but
They're
people-
airlight. They're airlight.
Yeah.
they swear by them because you can move them around so fast.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're
Well,
like
it'll drive me
bonkers.
aerodynamic.
Yeah, well, it's not about aerodynamic. It's because like the frame and there's like no filler in the mouse, so like it's extremely light, and a lot of them
Like that
have
one.
like built-in.
See,
spots.
it's just like that. Yep, has holes
Yeah.
in it.
Now,
Well,
And
there's,
they
like,
make them
there-
even more extreme
But
than
that-
that, where there's.
But that
all
doesn't make
holes.
sense. The holes are covered by your hand. Oh, they're on the side too.
But it
It-
reduces the weight.
Reduction.
Yeah.
It's all about weight.
It reduces
yeah.
the weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but if you keep your balls clean, that's not a bad. On the trackballs, good tip though. Hey, that's a really good tip. But if you keep the trackballs clean, just the slightest movement moves them. So,
Yeah.
so you get the same effect. Well, you know what? Demonetized.
We made it through 3 hours.
Let me check the stream. Is it still up? Yeah, it's
Speaking of useless mouse features, I was heavy into case modding back in the early aughts. And like before I discovered Linux, really, I was into case modding.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people that would drill holes in their mice like these weight reduction ones,
Mm-hmm.
but they would wire in a 5-volt little teeny tiny fan. to
Oh, I
cool
remember
their
that.
sweaty hand and with
Yep.
mice that had fans in them. And Alex, that's kind of the useless. Like if you're gonna block the airflow,
Yeah,
with your
exactly.
hand, it's only gonna be so efficient.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's for when you do this method,
The
the
claw,
claw
yeah.
method.
The claw.
Yeah.
Yep.
The claw.
No,
And I used to have it. I still had it actually.
The disturbing thing is I've recently figured out that there's a lot of people that claw their mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's designed for your hand to just cup it.
Yeah.
when they're wide
Okay,
like
but
that,
if you're in
yeah.
a competitive gaming, I promise you the claw method works because you're literally spinning it fast. You can click a lot faster.
I know, but like at that point, like, aren't you being a little insane and neurotic about how you're?
Hey, man.
I-
There's,
I get it if
there's
you're like,
some people.
look, if you're a
Yes,
top
you
tier
are.
player, competitive, I get it. But like, if you're just playing, like,
Hey, when there's money on the line in
Yeah.
a game,
Yeah.
you'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, for
that's
real.
what I'm saying. That's what
I-
I'm saying. I understand it if you're like a pro player, like going to tournaments, but like if you want to play with your friends in like Warzone or something, like you're not competing. Like at that point, like you're going to
Well,
be doing this for a while. You're
the
supposed to
purpose-
be
We're
the
not
whole
competing
purpose-
when we
They're
play.
losing.
That's what I was gonna say.
What?
You're playing a
They're
game.
losing.
You're competing, dude.
You crushed a noob the other day just to win. A complete
Exactly.
noob.
Thank
First
you.
day noob.
Thank you. Thank
A
you.
noob that was supposed
Yeah,
to be your
Josh.
friend.
like, let me
You don't
ask
get to be
boys, is
absolved
this-
sitting there quietly.
the way this conversation's going, I just want to make sure and like clarify this is or isn't going to end with us playing 0 AD.
It might, but I've got to grab lunch first. But you know, I'll be around.
I may or may not be able to join. I've got some out.
There's a podcast that has to happen after this.
Like seriously,
Oh
guys.
yeah, you guys have a meeting.
Yeah.
Well, that's
you
right.
have to attend.
There is a Linux cast
Yeah.
very soon.
Oh, do we need to end the
Yeah.
stream, Matt? Let me know if we need to end the
Yeah,
stream.
we probably do because it's been 3 hours and 15 minutes, and these guys
Holy
still
crap.
got what? How long do you guys record? 2
However
hours?
long.
Come on, another 2 hours.
See, but even he lost. Hey, we were having so much fun. Even he lost track of time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm actually
waiting for Matt to.
Yeah. This has been
I've
fun.
been checking my watch every like, come on, man. I got to create the
Oh, yeah.
graphics. I got to create
Yeah.
the
Why
And
didn't
it
you
is a
say
Saturday.
something?
Come on now.
You should have said something, bruh.
I was having fun.
Yeah, we are having fun.
Go on,
This was
bro.
great.
A bunch of nerds sitting around talking about trackballs, keyboards, and Linux.
Linux.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're all in. We're all in, dude. That's all you got to drop for us, man.
Yeah.
We're in.
We need to do
We're
this
in
again,
like
but without
sin.
the excuse of Christmas. We just need to do it once a month.
Hey, I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Who's
gonna
down
be.
for another holiday special like this next year.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. That'd be
Well,
Cool.
yeah, assuming everybody's
Hey,
still around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going
It's
to be
a long
around.
time.
Don't act like you're going anywhere,
Yeah.
DT.
I'm talking about if things happen, prison, death. I mean,
Oh,
all
yeah.
kinds of things.
DT's got some plans. He doesn't want to talk about it at the
See
moment.
this? Yeah,
Hey.
DT's letting us
Hey,
in on a little
if I'm in
secret part of
prison-
his life.
If I'm in prison, I'm using Kali Linux. I'm just going to go there.
That's true.
Now we're gonna see what happens after he runs afoul of the ZSA cartel.
I gotta say, man, we'll go ahead and wrap up because I want my brother Matt to get on this thing, man. But this is my Linux family, and I really enjoy spending this time with you guys, man. I'm humbled that you guys accepted the invite to come do this, man, and I'm just grateful that you guys are willing to do it again next year, and we can maybe get it better and that kind of stuff. And there's some other plans that we're talking about down the road coming.
Oh, yeah.
Coming down the road that might involve some of you guys because I'm a visionary and that's one of the things I do. Tyler can tell you about that. We got some pretty stoked plans for doing contents for like maybe a meet and greet and live for fans to come and see us. We know get someplace, kind of can join somewhere, that's centrally located and do something like that, and get the boys together again and do this. So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities for this down the road. Yeah, we got to bring Matt
Nuggies.
some nuggies.
You guys are a bunch of assholes.
Nug.
But I mean, there's some other plans down the road, man, that I think's going to benefit all of us in great ways, and I think it'll just be awesome. And I just want to say, once again, Merry Christmas to you guys. Thanks for being here. It made my Christmas. This was my Christmas gift. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, it was
You're
fun.
welcome, my friend. And
Merry
like,
Christmas.
I will take this opportunity to announce one thing. If all goes well, I might be having a trip down the US of A.
Nice.
Well, that's
that'd
good.
be cool.
That's cool.
Don't know where yet, but if it's close to any of you guys, we'll hook up.
Just knock on the door.
All right.
So
Knock on my door. I ain't at home.
You just gotta
I was gonna
remember
say.
that I believe the state of Ohio is actually bigger than Lebanon.
Every
State of
in the
Rhode
US
Island
is bigger than
Lebanon.
You got-
I don't know. Delaware and Rhode Island are pretty small.
okay, we'll go give our last minute thing. I already did mine. Josh, you got a last minute thing?
No. Bye, everybody.
Cool. Derek,
Peace, guys.
Steve, you already did
Merry
yours.
Christmas.
Jesse,
Nope, we're in it together. That's a wrap.
there you
Happy
go.
holidays, folks.
What's up, Nate?
So I just got one question for DT. I need help securing my password. Anyways, happy holidays. Hope you guys enjoy.
Matt, my brother, go ahead.
Shop.thelinuxcast.org. I'm the new Linus.
That's
I
awesome.
plugged my support page earlier, so I guess he could plug his merch store.
There you go.
Hmm.
I don't have a store
yeah.
yet, but it's coming.
I still have like the desk mat just sitting here. I haven't put it on the desk yet.
Look at that thing.
Look,
Isn't it
they're
Oh,
gonna-
dude,
gorgeous?
that's actually hold it up, hold it up,
Yeah.
hold it up, hold it up.
Oh,
That
hold up.
is sleek.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The only thing that it needs is a
Why has it already got a stain?
Hold on. All it needs is it needs the perfect logo underneath it, which is keep on Linuxing.
No, it needs. This is not a Gentoo mouse pad.
All right, Tyler, you're next.
There's a
There
Gentoo
is
logo
no
on
Gentoo
it.
logo.
Merry
on there.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Matt, there is no Gentoo logo on there.
Yeah, there is. It's literally right under the right foot. It's partially cut off.
I'm gonna have to grab one of those. Yeah, I'm gonna go
I don't
grab
see
one.
it.
That's on your fourth wall?
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Thanks again, guys.
Yeah, I guess that's it for the
Yep.
show then. Make sure you go out and buy
And
all of
I'm gonna
Matt's
say-
merch. Buy everything you can. Go and support all of us at our Patreons and our various methods that you can find us at. The links are in everybody's description down below. You guys keep doing what you do. You guys keep on Linuxing, and y'all stay blessed. Have a safe day and peace. We're out.